You are tuned in to episode 17 of the Goodfellas podcast. Your host G5 Jeff TV. Of course, I got my main man with me, VP Shane in the building. What's going on, brother?
Good, man.
Hey man, Boxing First Vlog will be in momentarily. But to start this live off, we got breaking news. Romero has officially been pulled from the fight with Tank on December 5th, and Isaac Cruz Gonzalez has been the replacement set for December 5th with Tank Davis. That is huge news. It's trending right now. Off top, you know what? Before we even get into that, we're gonna let a couple people get in here. Congratulations to Joseph Gwilt, the winner of the Prediction Fantasy League on the site g5jeftv.com. He's the winner of the first season. We probably will be getting a video from Joseph Gwilt, just confirming that we do pay out at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But I talked to him earlier, man. Big congratulations to him. Great job. And we're looking forward to season 2, which is going to be the Canelo.
What you also have to look at is this is a dude who didn't start the season from the start neither.
Exactly.
He joined the season late.
Yeah, and still still did his thing, so that's a testament to his predicting ability and his boxing knowledge. So that's a league, that's the prediction fantasy league. You can't look up and win that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't look up and win that, man. So you got to know what you're talking about. Yeah, man, this is huge news, man. Like, this is huge news, man. Rolly Romero is officially out. Isaac Cruz Gonzalez is officially in for December 5th. Shane, how do you feel about just Isaac Cruz Gonzalez and Tank Davis? You think that's a better matchup, competitive?
I think it's more competitive, but I don't think it sells as well. Rolly was he done a very good job at selling that fight, building a bit of interest. And I think a lot of people is tuning in to see Tank knock this dude out.
Yeah. And
before we even get into that, I wanted to read you there was a lot of fights that we're going to be live for, and I actually have the fight list.
Okay, run them down. Hold on, and this is the first time I'm hearing it. So for the people that don't know, and of course he cuts himself off. He'll be back in here in a second, man. For the people that's watching, man, put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear us okay. Put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear us okay. You are tuned in to episode 17 of the Goodfellas podcast, and my guy is back. He cut himself off for some reason.
Yeah, that was an accident. But yeah, let me read it through. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but your video is paused. Like it's like not moving.
The reason why is because I have to have like the screen or the list is on my phone.
Okay, go ahead. Do your thing. We can hear you.
So you got Canelo Alvarez this week. He's fighting obviously Caleb Plant, but you also got Zach Parker versus Morrison. That's a Queensbury show. That's this week. That's Frank Warren. You also have Galahad versus Martinez. That's another fight. That's a Eddie Hearn fight.
Mm-hmm.
You got Takumi Inoue versus Shingo Wake. I think that fight's gonna be dope. That's a Thursday. That's next week Thursday. Gonna be live for that. You got David Benavidez the same day as Munguia and Rosario. We're gonna be live for that.
Mm-hmm.
We got
your audio went out, bro. Hey Shane, come out and come back in, bro. Your audio went out. I don't know what's going on.
Still gone.
I can hear you now, bro.
I can't read it. I'll put the list out. on Instagram.
Okay. Hold on, let me get vlog in here. Got my main man, the General Boxing First Vlog in the building, man. Can I get a mic check 1 2 1 2, please?
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good with everybody?
Hey man, you sound clean, brother. You sound clean, man.
It's me, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get the people in the comments real quick. Luke Sumner put a 1 up. He can hear us just fine. Luke, what's going on with you?
What does the 1 mean?
I said put 1 in the comment section if they can hear us. That was before you got on. That was when you got off. It came back in. Conrad Boxing in the building, man. Said evening mates. Conrad, appreciate you being on, brother. I don't even know if Vlog know this, but I'm gonna announce it again. Rolly Romero has officially been pulled out of the December 5th fight with Tank Davis. He did put out an official statement on Instagram. And Isaac Cruz Gonzalez has officially been named the replacement for Rolly Romero. And Shane, you kind of got cut off. But how do you feel about Isaac Cruz Gonzalez being the replacement?
I mean, as I said, it's a competitive fight, but it just is not It's not as sellable as the Tank and Rolly fight. You know, Rolly was really building a reputation for a lot of dudes, as a lot of dudes were tuning in to watch this dude get knocked out. So I don't think it's gonna be as sellable, but it'll still be as entertaining. Maybe not as entertaining, but it'll be competitive as long as it lasts anyway.
Yeah, I can see if this was a regular Showtime fight, regular Showtime TV fight, then I could definitely say, yeah, like this is a great replacement. But since we're talking pay-per-view and money and things like that, to go from somebody like Rolly Romero, who, like you said, was selling the fight, talking trash, they have a history. And like you said, a lot of people were tuning in to see Tank knock him in the next week. To go to a guy that's a solid fighter, competitive guy, got a nice winning streak going on, but he don't sell a fight and he don't speak English. That's a hard transition, man. That's a hard transition, man. Vlog, what your initial thoughts, brother?
I don't know, bro. I'm confused about why they didn't do their homework before they even made this fight. What, like this? I'm just confused, bro. This is some TMZ type of shit, bro, and it's terrible for boxing. It's definitely gonna hurt the bottom line with Tank. So who they gonna blame? Tank? They gonna blame Floyd? The people at Showtime gonna be blamed? Like who bites the bullet for this fight not doing numbers? Because it's not gonna do numbers.
Yeah,
I'm not buying it. So
yeah, I don't think
that's my birthday.
Yeah,
I've been having a pay-per-view on my birthday for the past couple years, so I was definitely looking forward to the Tank Rolly. I have my hunting ready right now. So right. I don't understand it, but I mean, maybe only thing I could think, somebody in somebody's family got affected by what they say happened between him and these ladies. Was it somebody's niece, or you know what I mean? Somebody with Showtime, like there has to be something for them to last minute do this.
Yeah,
and then there's no charges.
Right.
There's no court conviction. There's no sentence. So this man can't go to work because some female said he did something. I mean, where's the physical evidence? Is there videotape out? Did he sign a confession? I'm confused, bro. That's like saying your neighbor and you, like say your girl, you live with your girl, and one of the neighbors and your girl got the same job. You and your girl get into it. You on your way to work later in that day, but the neighbor done told your job that you argued with your girl and the police came. You ain't go to jail. She ain't get beat up, but they tell you to go home. Like, what job would do that? You know what I'm saying? This doesn't make any sense, bro. It has to be something to it. That's the only thing I can say. There's something to it. Charges are pending. It better be something real, because this is a terrible decision based on conjecture or hyperbole.
Yeah. Let me get in the comments real quick. Conrad Boxing in the building. Big shout out to you. Miles Williams, he said I'm supporting Tank regardless. Fair enough. Tree said return my call, G5. I am as soon as I get off the live. I actually gotta holler at you about something. It's actually kind of important. So I'm gonna holler at you as soon as I get done with this. Here's my thing on it. Obviously this was a Showtime call. This was a Steven Espinoza call for him to get pulled. Secondly, they believe Tank is the only reason like numbers are coming in, period. So they're probably thinking, and I'm channeling into what Showtime's probably thinking. They're probably thinking, okay, well, whoever was going to buy Tank and Rolly will probably buy Tank and Gonzalez because of Tank. It ain't because of Rolly. I think they're making a mistake doing that, thinking with that logic from a business perspective, because I think Tank and Rolly does more numbers than Tank and Gonzalez. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing. And then this is a situation where they're trying to force feed the pay-per-view with Tank. Like they're trying to force feed it. To be honest with you, Tank and Barrios that was a regular Showtime fight. In my eyes, that wasn't pay-per-view worthy to me. Now I think Leo Santa Cruz and Tank was pay-per-view worthy. Two big names, titles on the line. So I didn't have a problem with that. But
the reason why I 100% agree with you is because when you look at when he's fighting, you got to understand the narrative. So the zone that month has Jojo Diaz and Devin Haney, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They have Teofimo Lopez and Kambosos, maybe. All for the same price as what you get a Tank. In fact, for $20 in 1 month. And you're paying $100 for a Tank. Kind of difficult. I mean, they're all in the same weight class, and you're going to watch two of the best fighters at 135 for $20, and you're going to watch Tank at 135 for 100. Kind of, mathematically, it just doesn't make sense to me. But
go ahead, Vlog.
Now, what I will say is I disagree with you on the Barrios fight. I thought it was pay-per-view because you were selling it on the fact that it was a weight jump, technically. You know what I mean? We all know that's within his boxing weight class ability. But at the time, we didn't know that. So I thought it was sellable on that aspect. And then third of all, you can't go pay-per-view and then go back to Showtime. You either pay-per-view or you're not. So
no, you can.
Pay-per-view, we can see.
You can, of course you can.
And not if you're following in Floyd's footsteps, and Floyd is your manager, your whole promotional team. Floyd,
Yeah,
when has Floyd done that?
But Floyd
I can answer that.
But 1 second though, Jeff. Floyd consistently fought dudes with a certain level of name at one stage in his career. He was fighting names. The difference is, the reason why I don't agree with the jump up argument, because he went from fighting at 130, he jumped up to fight what's that dude Gamboa at 135, then he went back down to 130, then he went up to 140. So to me, bro, you've been up and down your whole career. So that whole jumping up to 140, and plus you're not even fighting one of the main dudes at 140, wasn't really a sellable fight to me. And the biggest thing that was massively against Tank was the fact that wasn't the best fight available at the time. So that's why I say the fight ended up being a very entertaining fight, but before the fight, that wasn't the best fight in terms of what fans wanted. And a lot of fans wanted, if you're moving up to 140, a lot of those dudes wanted him to fight Prograis. And that's just me being honest.
Let me add to that,
bro. That's the problem. That's the problem, bro. That's the problem. Prograis is not bringing a bag to a fight, bro.
Better than more than
Prograis
Barrios.
is not
more than Barrios.
So you telling me the Latin community the way they support their fighters is at the same level as people supporting Progress,
That's a
you are
different
tripping.
question.
You need to come
That's
back
a
over here.
completely different
No, it's
question,
the
bro.
same question.
No, it's
That's
not,
the same
because
thing.
you
You're
said the
saying
Latin community support their people. Bro, how much people? Let's
exactly.
keep it
That's why they're going to pay for the fight against Tank.
but they
You're
didn't.
telling me the
They
people
didn't
that
though.
support
They didn't. They didn't.
Okay. Okay. Tank did it did numbers. He coming back with another pay-per-view. So
Because
obviously did
Tank
numbers.
done those numbers. But if
If
it
it
was
was a waste of time, they wouldn't go.
but Tank did those numbers. The reason how I know that's a fact is because if it was the Latino numbers, then how come when he fought a Latino in his previous fight, that done more pay-per-view buys than the next one? Because Leo Santa Cruz done
Because
more
one
pay-per-view buys
fighter
than Barrios.
because one fighter does have a certain name recognition within the Latin community, but in a general, they're going to support their fighters. That is why the fight with Barrios was perfect to backdoor the fight with Leo Santa Cruz. You're still tapping into the same market. So now you're telling me at a late. Go ahead, Jeff. Do what you do, bro.
No, I didn't say anything, bro. I didn't say anything.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I didn't say
I'm
anything, bro.
anyway.
Go ahead.
It's cool.
I just
Go
don't
ahead.
see. I just don't see, and it's me being honest. I just don't see, and I thought the Barrios fight was a good fight, but for applying context, bro, especially when you use the argument of him jumping up 2 weight classes, I just don't think the Barrios fight was a better fight than Prograis. But at the same time, you look at it, and I'm just thinking that fight beforehand wasn't a pay-per-view. And you looked at the numbers, what it done after, it done decent numbers, but that could have easily gone on Showtime, bro. That could have easily gone on Showtime. That was a weak undercard as well, you know. So, bro, I don't really think it was. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I understand
You are.
what I understand what they were trying to do. So a part of what Vlog is saying is correct in terms of the strategy. You know, you're tapping into a market. I mean, hell, they put Ruiz and Areola on pay-per-view. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so they're gonna put anything on pay-per-view if they feel like they can tap into a market. So I understand what they were trying to do from a business standpoint. And since Tank is going to be pay-per-view, you do have to do some type of, trial and error. You got to see what works, what doesn't work. So I understood it from that angle. Now, as far as Prograis is concerned, that was a fight for the hardcores. But to be honest with you, Prograis and Tank might have possibly did less numbers than Tank and Barrios.
You think so?
Absolutely. But I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
So the thing with Prograis, right? Prograis has a hardcore fan base, but he doesn't have like a paying fan base. You see what I'm saying? He don't have a paying fan base.
Does Barrios have a paying fan base?
Not really, but if you're gonna take a chance on one of them, you would take a chance on Barrios simply because of his race and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You'll take a chance on that.
But why wouldn't you take a chance on the fact that Prograis and Tank will actually have proper back and forth? It's much easier to promote based on the fact that these dudes will actually have needle between them. Whereas
I agree with that.
Barrios was almost passive. It was almost a passive press conference, passive weigh-in. It was almost passive, bro.
I see what you're saying. Here's where I'm going with it though. The type of fan base that Prograis has, 8 out of 10 of them, if I'd have still been doing the mirror thing, they'd have been on the channel except for buying it. Like that's just the facts of it. Like they would watch the fight, but they're not gonna buy it. So there was a better chance to get Barrios people to actually buy the fight versus Prograis, who really neither one of them have a fan base. It's kind of like which one is the lesser of two evils? Like Barrios was the lesser of two evils. At the end of the day, and we talking from
Let me ask you a
business
question.
standpoint.
From your perspective, your personal perspective, and I know it's very difficult for you to do that because you're speaking on behalf of other people as well, as a media outlet as well, so it's cool. From your perspective, what would you rather spend money on?
Me personally, I would have spent money on Prograde, but that's because I'm a hardcore.
No,
Now,
I'm just asking. I know. I'm just
oh,
asking.
now from a all right. So if I'm just speaking from a hardcore fan perspective, I'm paying for Prograde. If I'm in Steven Espinosa's seat, I'm setting up the Barrios pay-per-view. I understand what they was trying to do. So Vlog is looking at it from a Espinosa seat standpoint. You were looking at it more so from a boxing and what's more of a quality product.
But then even from an Espinosa seat standpoint, let's keep it all the way real. Do you think that was the best Mexican or Latino fighter they could find? You're telling me they couldn't find one better than that?
Who you suggest?
Stop. That's where you're not looking at. That's a position you're supposed. That's a Floyd position that you just mentioned. See, Floyd's not gonna put him in there with nobody mega dangerous, super dangerous, a real extra sort of problem sort of fight. So that's Floyd and them making the right move and finding a guy that they knew would bring his all and make it a very interesting fight. I wouldn't put it fight of the year, but I was just a fan of what I paid for. So undercard, kudos. That shit was garbage. I agree with you on that one. But the main event I thought made up for it because Barrios bought it. So I think that was the smart move by them on all sides. But this one, I'm not sure you're right. I get what you're saying about the selling and how Prograde's just a little bit of animosity you might be able to get in there, and that just that nudging each other and pushing each other with the words. I get that aspect of it, but you had that with Rolly. Now, whatever happened with Rolly.
That's why I love the Rolly fight, bro. I thought the Rolly fight was lit.
Yeah,
that would have transitioned Tank from one place to a completely. I thought the Rolly fight was pay-per-view worthy, and I don't even think Rolly's that good of a fighter, but I think that was pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah, I agree with you, and they seemed like they was heading that route. But now, when you switch and you go back to the Latino route with matching them up with a Latino fighter. Is last minute. Can you get the eyeballs on people at the last minute? You know what I mean? Is people gonna make time? You know what I mean? Big fights, you know, for pay-per-view fights, people make time. They, you know, they plan. They got an X on the calendar about that. People still use calendars for you youngsters that live on your phone.
Before you go to the comments, though, Jeff, I want to say this: the problem with Floyd is it's different strokes for different folks. He done this thing where he matched himself against Mexican fighters and Latino fighters, breaking into that market when there was a almost gauntlet of Mexican and Latino fights. There was so much dudes in his weight class or weight class below and above that he can matchmake with. And if he wasn't going to do that, then he will get a dude like a Ricky Hatton or Bert or someone from another community and fight them, or Pacquiao, where he can tap into that market. The problem is Tank is in a situation where there isn't a large pool of Latino fighters. There isn't a large pool of Latino fighters in the weight class of 135, 140. That's at that level.
Let me get in the comments real quick, and then I actually got a question for you, Shane. Conrad Boxing, he said, I don't mind paying for Tank, but it feels like it encourages him doing B-level fights. Why risk anything if you get rich anyway? Andre Southgate in the building. What's going on, brother? He said, what's going on, guys? Tank is going to roll over Rolly like a tank. It's a mismatch. Should fight Tio. Andre, they just announced that Rolly is out of this fight. Isaac Cruz Gonzalez is going to be the opponent. Luke Sumner, Eddie Hearn talking about Devin Haney should take Rolly's place.
Smoke and mirrors, bro. Smoke and mirrors. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, he said it's not going to happen. It's too late for a fight that big to happen, and they know it. Yeah, that's why it's capped. Conrad said Andre, the Rolly fight is off. He said, okay, that's great news. Tank is a guy that left a good division that was on fire to go into another good division. Because of that, he should be having the big fights. Ain't want to see no Rolly fight. He said, what did Rolly do?
Ask
Jamie
R.
Leroy.
Kelly. Ask R. Kelly.
Yeah, it's a female filed a sexual assault complaint against him, and they're investigating it. So I want to say this off top on camera. They are investigating it. It's an open case. Rolly has not been arrested. He hasn't been convicted. And in the United States of America, you are innocent until proven guilty. And that's where we're at with it. We don't have no, as a channel, we don't have no feelings towards Rolly. We don't have no feelings towards the female. We just gonna sit back like everybody else and watch the legal process take its course. And if Rolly did do something he wasn't supposed to do, he, eventually he's going to get punishment for it, whether it's through the court system or just through karma. And we're going to see what happens, but we don't, us as a movement, as a channel,
It's boxing
it's just boxing, for us. I want to make that very clear. Andre Southgate probably rolled out of the way and saw a tank coming full speed away. Isaac Cruz is on. Boxing Learner, what's going on, player? Miles Williams, maybe a lot of these fighters just scared of Tank, like Floyd said. It's
That's
all
a
a
lie.
game to you under them lights.
That's a lie.
Yeah, Miles,
ain't nobody scared of Tank. Ain't nobody scared of Tank.
Miles, it's the thing is with
hey
Tank,
man,
bro.
hey.
Go ahead, Blunt. Go ahead, Blunt.
Is Shane? It's a lot of shade coming from over that side of the pond when you speaking about Tank, Brody. What's going on with you, man?
I don't dislike Tank at all, but this dude has done nothing for. He's got extreme power, but let's keep it real. Like, these are professional fighters. Dudes ain't gonna be these dudes have full confidence in their ability. Ain't no Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, or none of those dudes scared of Tank, bro. They're just keeping it 100. They're not gonna be scared of Tank. Neither will Tank be scared of them. These are professional fights.
And on top of that, to cap that off, go ahead, Blunt.
Hold up, bro. I gotta respond to that, bro. You sound like Vargas right now, real confident until somebody hit you in your mouth. So confidence is good, but being cautious is a little bit better.
I think,
do what it do.
I think if you look at the trajectory of everybody's career, I think Tank has been the most cautious one out of all of them. He's been the most protected one out of all of them. That's a fact.
I'll agree with that.
This is a dude. This is a dude you could have got a world title fight. One second. This is a dude you could have got a world title fight in his 17th fight, but he waited until the belt was vacant, and then instead of running it back with a champion, he went and found another vacant strap, moved up to 130, found another vacant strap, then moved up to 130, 140, and fought for a regular strap. This dude has never, ever, ever beaten anyone who's even remotely on his level, not even nowhere near. Whereas someone like Teofimo Lopez, he was an underdog in that Loma fight. In the Comey fight, that was a good level fight right that time.
Yeah.
So you can't ever compare someone like that to they're day and night, bro. Like, Tank's done nothing to show me that he's willing to fight these other dudes in the division. Nothing.
So what I'm telling you and what I said stands, bro. It sounds like shade.
It's a fact.
No, I can't listen. I can't Tank out of the main guys at 135. Like, Tank is the most protected. Like, he's the most protected, and it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's Floyd. Like, it's not his fault. I think Tank can go in there with anybody.
What are you talking about,
bro? Listen.
Bro, all these dudes are not protected.
Hold on.
All these dudes are not protected, dude. Like, come on, bro.
Hold on.
Stop that.
Vlog. Hold on a second. I'm about to drop facts on you, bro. Right? Outside of Barrios, right? Outside of Barrios and Pedraza, he hasn't fought anybody. I'm sorry, Leo Santa Cruz.
Bro,
Hold on, Shane. Hold on. You take Teofimo Lopez. He took chances in his career. When he fought Comey, he took a chance. He fought Loma. He took a chance. and they allowed him to take that chance. That's number one. So that's Teofimo, right? You take Lomachenko, he's been taking chances his whole career. That's another example. You even take a Ryan Garcia. I mean, hell, he's taking chances. You understand what I'm saying? Devin Haney's tried to take chances. Like,
he put himself in a position to fight Lopez.
Tank
put
is
himself
not
in
Tank.
a position to fight Loma.
Tank,
put himself in a position to fight so many.
Hold on. So Tank for Pedraza. Tank is on camera saying he didn't want that fight. He thought it was too early. He's on camera saying that. Okay?
And Floyd is on
what does this matter?
Saying,
like, you're saying he said something, but did he win the fight?
Okay.
Understood. Yeah, but you said, but I hold on.
All right. Then that's all I'm talking about is results.
I said no. You said you're talking about you moving the goalposts. You said you talking about results. I said that he's the most protected, and you said you didn't answer the question.
Results don't show me that. Results show me results show me he the strongest at 135, at 140, and even if you want to sneak him back in at 130. There's nobody out there on his level right now.
How do you feel about his resume?
One second, Jeff. The reason why one second, Jeff. This is where you don't. Do you not remember when Floyd himself said that the Loma fight was too early for him? Eddie Hearn didn't say that about Devin Haney. Bob Arum didn't say that about Teofimo Lopez, but Mayweather said that about Loma when they were both at 130 and they could have made a unification. He didn't fight them. He could have went over and fought Bachel. I picked him to beat Bachel, but he didn't want to take that fight. He didn't want to take that. He went for a vacant strap. He was highly ranked in the WBC, and instead of taking that fight, he took a vacant belt. That is him being protected, bro. That is nothing else. That's him being protected. That's the difference between Loma and him, or Devin Haney and him. Devin Haney went for an active champion, and that active champion decided to become franchise. Teofimo went for the unified champion, and he beat him. There's the difference, bro. He didn't run and find a vacant strap. He fought the active champion, bro. He didn't do that.
And this is Floyd, not Tank.
Okay,
not Tank.
You keep talking to me about all of this. You keep talking to me about all this outside the ring shit that a fighter really don't control. That's cool. I get all of that. Hoopla, whoop-de-doo. Give you thumbs up for that. I'm talking about what we see inside that ring, bro. That's what I'm talking about. But you can talk about all this business shit and protected and whoop-de-whoop. It's all the same conversation when y'all bringing these dudes in as if they're not protected, and then they're proving that their skills are better than his within this not being protected realm that they're fighting in.
Hey, bro, I see now I gotta stop you because you're saying all of that, but you give us Tegu every single week. Who has he beat? Who has he fought? You give us that every week.
That's just my personal dude. That's my personal dude. We talking about a superstar. And none of them dudes that y'all talking about is on his level. Ain't none of them dudes making no pay-per-views.
Bro,
so none of this protective stuff that y'all talking about is irrelevant, bro.
But that's
it's irrelevant. It's shade. That's what it is. It's shade, bro. You started this conversation shooting shade, bro.
So let me tell you why. Hold on. So you saying I'm throwing shade? I'm throwing shade at Tank. That's what you're telling me?
Him. You're just supporting it.
Okay,
I'm Lil Shane.
Let me defend myself.
And you're supporting it.
Let me defend myself, bro, because you just checkmated yourself. You checkmated yourself, Blunt. Let me tell you how you checkmated yourself, because you said this dude's a superstar. This dude is doing pay-per-views and he's got pulling power. So financially, he's got the money to go out and get big fights, and he doesn't do that. That's the difference, bro. He has the pulling power. If you're the cash cow in the division,
why would he want to pay them? Why would he want to pay them?
1 second. Dudes don't duck cash cows. Dudes don't duck cash cows. Dudes call out cash cows. It's the cash cow that turns the fight down. Name me one fight. In fact, you're dead. Name me one fight Tank's called out that he hasn't got. Name me one. Name me one fight he's called out. He's never called out Teofimo Lopez. Never called out Devin Haney. Never called out Loma. Never. So you can never tell me that.
Is that his style? Is that his style? Is that his style?
I don't care what.
When have you seen him running around calling people out? When have you seen him running around calling people out?
You make fights. You try to make big fights. That's what you do.
I'm not asking you that.
Fights.
You said you're blaming him for not doing something that these youngsters are make part of their social media Twitter banging.
No,
that's what you're doing. You're blaming him for not being part of that realm.
No, I'm blaming him for not showing intent to fight fighters. You've never shown any intent to fight none of these dudes. That's a fact. That is a fact. You literally haven't shown any intent to fight Devin Haney, Lomachenko, or Lopez. You haven't shown no intent whatsoever. None. You have to tell me how he has. Tell me how he has. Tell me how he's shown intent to fight.
Answer me a question, bro. Answer me a question. Answer me a question. Does a king go out and look for wars, or does a king defend the castle when the war comes? That's my point. That
he's not a proven king.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about, bro? That doesn't make any sense.
Tank is a proven king.
He's the king.
Tank is not a proven king. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not a king.
All right.
Tank is not a king.
Answer me. All right. If he's not the king of what's going on in boxing right now, what other fighters consistently putting out pay-per-views at his level outside of Canelo?
Belts is what make you a king. Not titles. Winning world titles. Not pay-per-view. If you
the bag is a part of the game, bro. This is entertainment. Bro, the bag is a part of the game too, bro.
Bro, nobody has Tank in their top 10.
Okay, whatever you say, bro.
Nobody has Tank in their top 10 pounds.
Well, that's their top 10. I don't care about nobody else top 10. I don't care about nobody else top 10, bro. That's not no defense.
Hold on.
Tank ain't no king, bro. Tank ain't no king.
Let me get in here real quick. First of all, I'm not throwing shade towards Tank. I'm throwing shade towards Floyd. Let me get that out of the way first. When we evaluate fighters, we evaluate them based off the competition that they go up against. That's a fact. Hold on, Shane. Hold on, Shane. Hold on, Shane. Hold on. Vlog, is that not a fact?
That's what you do. Yeah, that's what you do.
That's not what you do.
That's what you do.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
And I do it based on what I see too. That's all I can do.
I agree.
Show me what you do.
I agree with that. So I'm gonna tell you why I'm throwing the shade at Floyd, and I can't speak for Shane, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm throwing shade at Floyd. At the end of the day, it's up to Floyd who Tank goes in the ring with. You ask me personally, I think Tank got a shot at anybody at 135, 140, 130. Everybody, nobody excluded. That's me. I think he's one of the best fighters out there, hella talented. So I'll never throw shade at a guy like Tank as a fighter. I'm not throwing no shade at him in regards to that. He's one of my favorites, actually. But when a guy like Floyd, right? When a guy like Floyd gets on camera and he says, bro, I'm not in the business of making another company rich, so I'm not going to put him up against any of those other guys that we want to see. Floyd saying shit like that makes people feel like he's protecting Tank. So when you hear stuff like that, Vlog, just know that.
All right, hold up. Can I tell you what I heard out of that?
Go ahead.
Let us make money off of us, and let's stop letting them make money off of us. That's what I heard from that. I got that from that,
bro.
All of that you talking about.
Hold on, Shane. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead and finish because we're gonna talk. Go ahead, Shane. I mean,
that's what I got out of that. When you say Floyd said I'm not into making other people rich, I get we got a thing going on over here, so we gonna do our thing over here. Is that simple?
Are you getting? Hold on, Shane. Are you getting paid from PBC? Are you getting paid?
I was just about to say that.
I don't get paid from nobody, bro.
Okay,
I don't get paid from nobody. What you talking about, bro?
Hold on, no, because I'm about to get to my point. You're caring about that comment as if you're getting paid by Floyd or you getting paid by the Mayweathers. You getting paid by PBC.
But you're caring about it as if it was something wrong with it too.
Bro, we don't care about that. We don't care about that, bro.
Can I piggyback off that?
Hold on, Shane. Hold on.
Oh, bro, you man isolating me today.
We just sat up here and watched Tyson Fury and Wilder, right? We just sat up here and watched Wilder and Fury, right? Were they not two different companies cross promoting? When did we stop wanting to see the best fights, no matter what the promotional company is? So Floyd saying that, yeah, I do got a problem with that. I do got a problem with that because I want to see Tank go up against Teofimo. Well, that's what you done crossed over. You done crossed over.
No, I ain't crossed over. I'm just looking at it from I'm looking at it from a different perspective than you're looking at it. That's not crossing over. That's just me looking at what he said from a different angle.
But
that's it.
You don't apply that. You don't apply that. But you don't apply that to everybody, Vlog. That's my problem. You don't apply that to everybody.
Floyd ain't everybody. Floyd ain't everybody. And Tank ain't everybody.
Okay, 1 second.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Tank and Floyd are not everybody.
1 second, Jeff.
Bro, that's
bullshit, 1 second, Jeff. 1 second, Jeff. Let me ask you a question. Let me tell you why what you're saying is incorrect. At this point, AJ, wait, let's put your headphones on, Jeff. Put your headphones on. Because I want you to hear this point. Jeff. This dude is not listening. Jeff. This dude is not. Jeff. At this point, does AJ not make more money than Tank?
Yeah, he do. Go ahead.
Okay, my heavyweight. He's supposed to. Second, what the hell does that matter? Second, what are you asking these questions that are so freaking stupid
right now? Why are you not letting me speak?
Go ahead, bro.
So AJ makes more money than Tank. AJ could have easily said, I'm not in the business to make nobody rich. I ain't fighting nobody outside of Matchroom. Everybody and their mother and every Wilder fan would have been like, this dude is ducking Wilder. If he said that 2 years ago, everybody would have said that. Everybody would have said that. And he would have had leverage to say that because he was making so much money. If he said that, no one would have let him say that. If Canelo goes and says, I'm not in the business to make anybody rich. So if Plant wants this fight, Plant has to be signed with my promotional company. Everybody would have said he's ducking. The difference is the cash cow of the division went over to PBC to make that money and to go become undisputed. The difference is, as Jeff said, us as fans, the only way we get paid is when we see the best fight the best. We don't get paid any other way else than that. That's the only way we get paid. So if you rather see Barrios versus Tank than Teofimo Lopez, then you're a different type of fan to me. You're definitely a different type of fan to me.
I just don't understand why
you're saying that. That's all you're saying. I'm not saying any of the shit that you just said. I just responded to with the shade that you throwing about Tank, as if it's something wrong with the route that they're doing. That's the route that they want to take. That's the route that they feel like is smart. And through doing that route, they're still putting on a productive show because they're doing pay-per-views. Everybody that you talking about, they getting kicked around from Australia all the way back to New York, bro. So I'm just saying it's a different level of promotion, different level of control, different level of management. It is what it is. Doesn't have anything to do with fans not wanting to see Tank and Teofimo. I never said that. That's what you think I said. I never said that. So don't get the people in the chat thinking, oh, well, BoxingFirst Vlog don't want to see the best fights. I never said that. I just said I don't disagree with what you giving them shade about doing. I don't disagree with it. That's the way they feel like they want to do business. The man damn near a billionaire. Keep doing your business, baby.
My thing is, if you're satisfied with what's going on as far as that, I can't I can't really say nothing else about it. Like, as far as that, I mean, if you're content with that, then
exactly.
If you're content with it, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just me personally, I don't care if Floyd's a billionaire or what his status is. At the end of the day, yeah, you want to move your guy the correct way, but we not promoters. And if you're cool, like I said, if you're cool with it, that's fine. I want to see Tank tested against the best.
He will never become a Hall of Famer fighting like this. I'll tell you that.
I just feel like I want to see Tank against the top guys at 130, 135, 140. I don't care about Floyd's business model. I don't care about how much money he bringing in because it ain't going in my pocket. It ain't going to yours. It ain't going to Shane's. At the end of the day, we want to see Tank against the best because we think he probably could beat the best. And just with that business model, we ain't never going to see it. So for that reason alone, I got a problem with it.
Hey,
I'm not gonna give Floyd a pass. I'm not gonna give Floyd a pass. That's just if you want to give him a pass, that's cool. That's cool, but I'm not giving him a pass.
I'm good. I'm not gonna stomp on the brother, and he doing it right. Who am I in my position to be like, oh, what you doing in the route you taking this youngster to make his life and his family's life comfortable? That's the wrong route, because you're not going in there with everybody say is the best, who Shane say is the best, and who G5 say is the best, and who the Ring Magazine say is the best. So that's just me. Maybe I look at it different. I don't look at boxing the way everybody else does.
You're a customer.
You're a consumer. You're a consumer.
You're consumable. You can't say
and I paid for the fight. And I paid for the fight, and I was happy with what I saw. So again, how am I supposed to accept what you're saying about the man and then not defend what I just paid for? I just paid for that, and it was a great fight.
But that's okay. So that's a personal preference of yours, and then the way Shane talking, that's a personal preference of his. And I don't consider y'all
more elite. Y'all just elevated in the game so much. I get it. I get it.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Vlog. Hold on.
Nah, I get it.
Hold on.
That's my shade. I got shade too. I got shade too, baby.
Hey, Vlog. Hold on, Shane. Vlog, you've been on some bullshit, and I'm gonna get at you on camera. You've been on some BS, bro.
The reason why I've been consistent at every weight class. There's not one weight class in this entire sport where I've not want to see unifications. So why should Tank be held above that? I've said that in every single weight class, and I can tell you in every single weight class, the best fights I want to see is unifications. I've been consistent. So it ain't shade at Tank, it's shade at everybody. It's shade at every single human being.
It just sounds a little bit more got a little bit more luster on it when we talk Tank. It came out in the last alive or so, couple days back. So I just been feeling it. That's all.
Hey, Vlog.
What's up, man?
All I'm saying, man, is you don't usually talk like this. You usually don't give guys passes like this. You real soft in this live right now, brother. You being real soft right now.
Man, no.
Being real soft.
Nah, bro. I just can't. I can't come down on the management side the way y'all can.
I know, Vlog. I call you the general for a reason, bro. I call you blunt.
And I'm standing I'm standing on my 10 toes, baby. I'm standing on my salute. I'm standing on my 10 toes, baby.
Man. All right, man. Hey, man. Listen, I gotta get in the comments, man. Like, Vlog stay bringing that smoke, man, for the show. He said, Andre said, yo, Tank hits hard, may not be scared, but I'm sure boxers know and are intimidated from his power. Conrad said they are all protected. T.O. took the Loma fight only because there was a massive reward. It's prize fighting. Garcia, the most protected. It's close.
Between him and Tank.
Yeah, between him and Tank. It's close. Ryan avoided Haney. T.O. will avoid the Loma rematch. Facts. Andre said, yo, I believe after this next fight from Tank, he will have the big fights. Keep in mind, he moved up weight classes, just needs a bit of time. Very common to have 2 to 3 fights before having a big fight.
Bro, he moved up weight class to duck the smoke at 135. That's just the facts, bro.
Conrad said, question, does Tank need to leave Floyd? You know what? Hold on. I'm sorry, Shane. Hold on. Let me apologize on camera. I done told Shane to hold on like 10 times today. My apologies, bro. My apologies. Shane, go.
I was saying no, he doesn't need to. As Blunt said, he's made a hell of a lot of money. I just think Floyd needs to change his approach. This dude's got what's it called? The stabilizers on Tank, and Tank's a dog, bro. You don't need to hold this dude on a leash. This dude can actually go out there and knock out most of the dudes. I just don't think Floyd, I'm not going to say he doesn't have the confidence in him, because he does, but he just wants too much control. And sometimes, bro, you just got to go out there and let your dog do what he does. And let's keep it real. the reason why he's so protective over Tank is because if Tank loses, the nigga ain't got nobody else. That's the truth. The dude ain't got nobody else that's carrying his company. It's a bit similar to what we saw Canelo and Oscar De La Hoya, and what we're seeing with Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan. Right now, you ain't got nobody else in your company, so that's why you're using him as every single time. You're just protecting this dude.
How you feel?
So, hold up. I'm just at quick question. You just said something. So if you're in that scenario yourself, would you not consider that smart?
I'm not in that scenario, so no.
Okay. Now you're not in the scenario. Put yourself in that scenario. Would you be moving smartly or would you not be moving intelligently?
I will move smartly, but I wouldn't be moving like a
exactly.
coward.
All right. Enough said.
I wouldn't be moving like a coward.
Let's keep it pushing. Moving. Who says moving intelligently is moving like a coward? Where do you get the two things? That's just stupid, bro. That's stupid. That's like saying. That's like saying, oh, bro, hold up, bro. That's like saying you see a cliff because you don't want to go jump off of it. You a coward. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, can we get to the chats, bro? Get to the chats, bro. Get to the chats, bro. Get to the chats, bro. Get to the chats, bro.
A natural
the fuck is he talking about? The motherfucker don't jump off a cliff, say he a coward. Okay,
let me ask you a question.
I'm fucking with
you. Let me ask you a question.
No, you can't. After saying that, you can't.
You're not listening to me, so you're not
intelligently. Yes, an intelligent move at the time. No, that's smart. At that point in his career, he was not ready. He was not ready for Lomachenko at that time.
That's pussy, bro. That's pussy. That's cowardly.
Okay.
That is cowardly.
So if you're not ready for a certain fighter at a time in your career, then he's a pussy. Instead of your management being intelligent enough to be like, yo, my dude's not ready. It's just that simple.
That's cowardly.
He's not ready. What the fuck? How is not being ready cowardly, bro? Like, come on, bro. Like you speaking like a youngster, bro. You ain't speaking like somebody that moved in these streets, bro.
A vlog. The one thing I will say about the Loma situation is when him and Tank was on good terms, he said Tank wasn't ready for that fight, right? Now, when him and Tank had an argument, he was threatening to throw Tank up against Loma next. That's on camera as well.
But was Tank not a world champion at that time?
What does this have to do with anything, bro?
How could he be world champion and not be ready? That doesn't make sense to me.
A vlog. He was a legit. This was after the Pedraza fight. He was a legit champion.
What WBA super champion?
Okay,
he was a legit champion at the time. So when you're a champion and you're being discussed with another champion, which is unification. As a champion, even if you feel like you're not ready, you can't come out and say you're not ready. You an official champion. Like you're an official champion. Like you said, like you an official champion.
Bro.
Like you can't say that.
What does that's how can you not say that, bro?
Because he's a champion.
You saying that's like saying that's because that's the same way you thinking right now is the way that guy Vargas knocked the fuck out in the first round.
But he wasn't a champion.
I'm a champion. I'm super confident I can beat the world. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? All right, whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Vlog, you are being
beating Pedraza is not fighting Loma.
You are being ice cream soft when you come down the Tank, man. You are being ice cream soft, bro. I don't get it. Like you are being ice cream soft when it come down the Tank. I don't get it, bro. I need that. I need the general back. I need that dog back, man. Where you at?
You
getting soft on me.
I'm Tank, defending my dude. Soft. What the fuck do you want? I'm defending my dude. I'm being the general, defending my warriors.
Blunt. Let me ask you a question. Blunt.
No, I don't want no more questions. No, I don't. I don't want no more questions. No.
Just one more, please. Just one more.
Go ahead, man.
If Oscar Valdez said, in fact, not Oscar Valdez, let's say if Shakur Stevenson said, you know what? I'm not ready for Jamel Herring. Would you give him a pass? Would you give him a pass?
Yeah, I would give him a pass. I would give him a pass if he was to come out and had said that, or if it didn't happen and his peoples literally thought he wasn't ready. That's understandable. Your guy can be good, but not quite be ready. There's the big difference. There's a fine line. And then to support that thought, you just said that's his only dog. That's his only man. So why would you throw your man out there to get burnt up in the fire? The product could be no good.
A vlog.
Just saying, bro.
Can I ask you a question? And I'm being dead ass.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I'm being dead serious, bro. I'm being dead serious.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
If they said after, let's say Tank gets past Isaac Cruz Gonzalez, right? And they said he was fighting Tegu next, would you be torn between the two?
Shut the fuck up, motherfucker.
I'm dead serious, yo, bro. You are being disrespectful. I'm not smiling. Hold on, I'm not smiling or nothing. I actually want you to answer that because I got a follow up. Depending on your answer.
Nah, not really. Because I think Tank will knock him out. Man, Tank knocking anybody out, bro. So I feel bad for Tegu. But I appreciate him getting the what?
You think Tegu will take the fight?
Yeah, he'll take the fight because he ain't had a bag. He ain't never had a bag. Of course he'll take the fight.
You think he ready though?
He a 15-year vet.
Be careful. You about to walk right into the ditch. Be careful. Be careful.
No, I'm not, bro. No, I'm not. We ain't talking about a 21-year-old, 22-year-old kid that just happened to win a strap against a bum dude that was the so-called champ, but who's making a turnaround in his career. So big respect to him. So in all actuality, that was a major step for a youngster that wasn't quite ready for a Loma level ready fighter. Just saying, bro.
Go for the comments,
you do realize Tank has technically been a champion for a couple years, right?
That's cool, bro. But these dudes ain't the bag. So I'm not putting my product out there for them dudes to eat off of. I'm not going to do that when my product is eating regardless.
Vlog, listen.
No, I'm not doing it.
I promise you. Listen, when we get off this live, right? I just cash at me a piece of the action, bro.
It ain't no action, bro. Damn, bro. Why I gotta be all that, bro? Why I gotta be all that, bro?
Baby? In all seriousness, I do gotta holler at you about what we taking tonight. I do gotta holler at you about that though.
Oh man, yeah.
Conrad, I actually haven't answered that question yet.
Hold on, man. I need to fix my light.
Okay. Does Tank need to leave Floyd? I don't think he needs to leave Floyd. What I think needs to happen, I think Floyd needs to go get some other horses. He need to go get some other big name fighters. And I think he dropped the ball by not having things correctly when it came down to having these big fighters. To be honest with you, he invested in Devin Haney at a young age. He should have been able to sign him. He invested in Shakur at a young age. He should have been able to sign him. The bottom line is Floyd gets in his own way as a promoter because he applies a lot of the aspects of him as a fighter into the promoting game. And a lot of times that doesn't work out. If he would have played his cards right, he should have had Tank, Devin Haney, and Shakur Stevenson under contract. He should have had all three of them under contract. There's no reason why he shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? The fact is Tank is his only cash cow. And yes, Floyd, from a business perspective, is in his right to protect his cash cow. At the end of the day, I feel like Tank can go up against the top guys and not only hold his own, he could probably win a lot of those fights. I would favor him in a good amount of fights at 135, 140, 130. I think he's that bad of a man. I just don't want to see that. I don't want to see a person that talented just be restricted. And that's all that is to it. You know what I mean? It's no shade or anything like that. I just want to see Tank in high level competition. Like that's all it is. But I understand it from a business aspect as far as Floyd is concerned. It's just I'm not in his shoes. I'm not the billionaire. I'm not the promoter or none of that. I just want to see Tank I want to see Tank fight Ryan Garcia. I want to see him fight Devin. I want to see him fight.
Run through these comments, Jeff.
I'm gonna run through them real quick. My man Padman McGriff in the building. He said Teofimo called all of them out. Go ahead, vlog.
The difference with that, Padman, is Teofimo don't have no back end to bring a bag to the table. Look what they just did to him. So why would Floyd want to do business with somebody on that level? This is what I'm talking about. This is part of the reason why he said what he said. When you dealing with dudes like that don't even make sure their own fighters get the bag within their own little boxing promotion. So it is what it is. But that comment was, it's cool to call somebody out, but that's the nature of this Twitter banging anyway. So that's not really, I'm ready for this fight and I can beat this dude. That's just social media. That doesn't mean anything, bro.
Jeff.
Yeah. Andre Southgate, nah, I don't think so, Conrad. My opinion being with Floyd going to keep him at the top, especially in those unification fights that when he will need him most. Padman Tank Davis will remain with Floyd Mayweather, and that's a fact for sure. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Conrad, I'm not that sure about that, Dre. To me, they are on the money trip, not the legacy trip. Chris G in the building. What's going on, good brother? Shane done dropped off, but Ivan is in the building. He said, "What is this?" We are talking Tank. We're talking Broly. We're talking Isaac Cruz Gonzalez. We're talking 135, 140. We're talking boxing, baby. Bruce Goes, my main man. What's going on, good brother? Chris G said, I got in here and I seen Jeff yelling. I've never seen that before. I was like, damn. Yo, we yell at each other all the time off camera, man. That ain't new. That ain't nothing new. Keep it cracking. What's going on? He said, y'all going at it. Keep it up. Love the debating. Hey man, that's what we do, man. Bring entertainment on all levels, man.
I got a better question for you guys after this.
Okay. Second Ezra.
Okay.
Second Ezra's. What's going on with you, play? He said Floyd doesn't have confidence in Tank's trainers. That's an interesting comment. I never heard that. That's an interesting comment. Hold on. Second Ezra, can you elaborate on that? Like, why did you say that? I'm kind of confused. Miles Williams said people die in the ring, yo. That's true. Conrad Vlog, I'll send you a TMT hat if you go on like this. No, we got the It's Me Baby hats getting ready to come out, man. Like I can't have him wearing that. Brennan Smith, what's going on, bro? He said yes, Rolly should fight Tank. Go ahead, Shane. You said a question.
Yeah. Who wins, Tank or Teofimo Lopez?
Tank by knockout.
I'm gonna go Teofimo. That's a good fight, though. That's a good fight.
Tank by knockout.
I'm going Teofimo Lopez as well.
I like Teofimo.
I think Teo beats all of them, to be honest.
See, I say that for one reason, because the Lomo that put the engine on go, Tank always in go mode. If he come in that fight in shape, which obviously he will for a super fight like that, it's just wait to the destruction. That's basically what we'll be waiting for. Which we've seen in his past 2-3 main event fights.
Do you think, Vlog, do you think that if he gave up rounds to Teofimo like he did Barrios, you think he'll be able to come back from that?
Yeah, knockout is inevitable with this dude, bro. I don't see nobody chin taking that power for 12 rounds. Now, Loma at this stage, Loma 3 years ago could have avoided it for 12 rounds, outboxed him, got a decision. But now, nah, you're going to have a collision. When you have a collision with a tank,
can I ask you a question?
What usually happens to the other vehicle?
Can I ask you a question?
No.
Who wins?
You said one question like you said.
I'm just keeping the ball rolling, bro.
Go ahead, Shane. Go ahead,
man. I'm fucking with you. But you did say one question.
Tank versus Taylor. Who do you think wins?
Josh Taylor.
I think Tank gets him. Tank gets him too, bro. Because Josh Taylor is too confrontational. He's not the type of fighter that will box for 12 rounds. He'll get into a collision, and again, chin not tested. Just saying, bro. These dudes can't avoid that part of the fight. The same way Jamal James tried to avoid that part of the fight. It just was inevitable, that turn, that, oh my God, the momentum swing. You know what I mean? It happens in all sports. It happens in the ring, and it happens with Tank. That's just what he does, bro.
Yo, I remember the excitement that Vlog is speaking in terms of Tank's power. I remember he used to talk like that with Ryan Garcia and his speed, yo. Remember that a couple months ago?
He still got it, though. He still got it.
Every
speed is a motherfucker.
I love Ryan Garcia. I love his speed.
I'm just saying, the speed is a but he on his chin game. You can't have speed like that and then somebody answer your speed. Because your chin is up there like a giraffe. So I'm just saying, bro.
Are you saying he's American? Is that what you're saying, bro?
He is the 135 American. Yes, he is. Devin Haney is right behind him.
Like that.
Your fight of the year, right? The fight. Your fight of the year. Your fight of the year.
I called him.
Hey, you used to love Ryan Garcia.
You said he's your fighter of the year, bro.
Yeah. How you say that, bro? You said that's his
fight
of the year
ago.
Man.
That was a year ago.
That was 2 shows ago.
2 weeks ago.
That was 2 shows ago.
I ain't said that. I ain't say that. I wouldn't have said that.
You said
I got Devin Haney's performance ranked as the fight of the year. Devin Haney's last performance as fight of the year. So
that's what we're talking about. That's what we just said.
I thought he was saying Ryan Garcia.
No,
I thought he said Ryan Garcia.
No, Devin Haney.
Well, yeah, Devin's still up there, but he chinny when it comes to Tank. He don't want that fight. His chin not ready. His heart might be ready. His skill might be ready, but again, you're gonna come to that point. You gotta cross that line, bro. And it's just inevitable. It's 12 rounds. 10 rounds, I give these guys a big chance. 12 rounds. So rap for him, bro.
I mean, Tank has the ability to knock anyone out. That's a fact because he just got that power. There's still question marks about Tank, and I said this the other day. I just don't think this dude's he's very easy to lose rounds. He's very easy to win rounds again.
Be careful, Shane. Ashley's probably listening. Be careful.
I told Ashley already. The dude can't box. The dude can't box at all. But he's got ridiculous power.
Boxer Learner said Tank by unanimous decision.
Against who? Who's he beating by?
He talking about TFE.
Hell no.
Conrad said Tank's inside game is dangerous for T.O.
He's dangerous for everyone. His inside game is dangerous for Spence.
Yeah, Tank inside game nasty. Brennan said Tank Davis will TKO. Second Ezra said T.O. doesn't have an inside game. That's a fact. Conrad Boxing, but Tank hasn't faced T.O. power yet, I think. Brennan said Tank Davis will TKO him if he gets close. Andre said you can't avoid the big fights. I'm just saying when the big fights with Tank does happen, it's good to have a guy like Floyd around as a boxing mentor and for business. As far as Floyd's business model, he ain't gonna see none of them big fights. Conrad agreed with the mentor part. Andre, let's not forget that Floyd had a strong mentor for a long time. Andre said, to be honest, we all just hungry to see Tank in a big fight because of the way he left welterweight division, but they will happen, no doubt. We just want to see them now. He meant lightweight, bro. I believe Floyd is getting them dry. Hold on, I got 2 more. One more actually. Will Stokes, if this Rolly business is true, he better be given time. I hated how celebrities always get off easy.
I ain't getting into this. This is a boxing show, bro.
Hold on. He said sorry. Sorry, just joined. Don't know what you're talking about. Nah, it's cool. Well, Will Stokes in the building. But it seemed like in the comment section, a lot of people like Tank. Over TFMO, which is I think it's a 50-50 fight. Me personally, I think it's definitely a 50-50 fight. Yeah. But I think Tank is so
all right. Now, can I answer y'all a question? Can I answer y'all a question? Or ask y'all a question, my bad. Who's shown better conditioning in their last fight? Tank or Teofimo? Who you think can, in that fight, who will have the conditioning issue first?
I think Teofimo Lopez.
That's hard to
Advantage
answer
to
for
the power,
me.
man.
I think
That's hard. That's hard for me to answer, yo. You talking about? You said just in the last fight?
If you judging, if I'm looking at their last two fights, and that's what we, or each person's last fight, that's what we judging their performance on. Who conditioning, if they were to fight next, would go first in their fight?
That's
a hard question to answer.
When you put it
I ain't gonna lie.
That's difficult.
I ain't gonna lie. Tank looked decent in his last two fights compared to Teofimo's last fight, where he seemed to struggle in the later rounds with just trying to even box. So he was so concentrated on this distance that he was allowing himself to get caught because his hands wasn't up and things like that. So I'm giving the edge in a conditioning question for answering my own question. I would give it to Tank based on what we saw recently.
Yeah, it's a difficult question. I mean, when you put it like that, I would probably give a slight edge to Tank. I have seen Tank in fights where he looked gassed. He looked gassed. That's a great question though. Like that is a great question.
It's me, baby.
Baby. I know. Man, that's a great question. I don't actually you should put that on Twitter, to be honest with you. That's a great question. Will
I might do that.
He said I want to see Loma versus Tank so everyone can see Tank get schooled. I think, Will, I'm not gonna lie, man. Tank would cause. Now, you asked me a year ago how I felt about that fight. I'd have been like, Loma's a horrible matchup for Tank. Right now, Tank would cause Loma hella problems for this reason. Tank is he's athletic. He's athletic and he a dog. So a lot of times when Loma throws his little 3-punch, 4-punch combinations and try to get out the way, Tank gonna have some return fire for him. And he's gonna be willing to throw with Loma. That's something Loma's not used to. You know what I'm saying? So that's a hurdle that Loma's gonna have to get over. And how is Loma gonna react once he feel that power? You understand what I'm saying? That Loma's been in there with damn near everybody. So he hasn't shown us a reason to think he got a shaky chin, but Tank has like generational type power. Like you haven't seen that type of power with a guy that small in a long time. I mean, we talking like Prince Nazim Hamed type power. That's what we talking about when we talk about Tank. So he does bring an element to the table that Loma definitely would have to worry about. And if Loma went into a Tank fight like he went into the Teofimo fight, he's losing. He's losing. I don't care what injuries he had or whatever the case may be. He took the first 7 rounds off. He can't do that against Tank. That'll get him knocked out. But if you're talking Tank on top of his game versus Loma on top of his game, they both present an equal amount of problems to the other fighter. Like that's a great fight. But I don't think Tank gets schooled. Like not at all. Like he's too dynamic offensively to get schooled. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's too dynamic. Blunt, you agree? You agree with that?
Good breakdown, good assessment. I agree with that.
Appreciate that. Brennan said Rolly is just me to I think nothing will come. Yeah, I mean, Brennan, we just gonna sit back and see what happens, man. We're gonna sit back and see what happens. Hopefully.
Can I ask Brendan a question?
Go ahead, bro.
Can I ask the chat a question?
Yeah.
In a situation like this, do you think a man should be allowed to go to work? Because this is this man's job. This is what we talking about. So in a situation like this, should a man be allowed to go to work no matter what your job is?
Yeah. And that's a great question. That's a solid question. It's me, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah, that's a solid question. And we talked about that off camera. let me get through the rest of these comments, and I actually want to get into that. I actually want to. I know you asked that to the chat, but I actually want to address that. Conrad Boxing question is Tank versus Tio at 135 or 140. I'm saying 135 because neither one of those guys have really planted a flag at 140. So we'll say 135, Conrad. Will Stokes, my spidey sense.
And can I respond to that real quick?
Go ahead, bro.
140 would give Tio a slighter edge because he has a bigger frame, so he can carry the extra weight, the after the fight weigh-in weight. So it'll give him a slighter edge at 140. I will be honest about that.
Fair enough. So my spidey sense of tingling. I have a feeling vlog about to bring up Haney Linares' performance somehow. He did that earlier.
Yeah.
You missed it.
I still got it.
That's funny. Second Ezra, does Tio beat Barrios? Yeah, he beats Barrios. You want to answer that, vlog?
He don't knock him out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Second Ezra said Loma had issues with Pedraza. Second Ezra, okay. Now I remember this fight, right? I'm not gonna sit up here and say Pedraza was giving Tank issues. What I will say is that it took Tank about a good 2 rounds to get into a nice little rhythm, get himself comfortable. That was the first time I seen him, and he had to go through a process to get himself comfortable. But I don't think Pedraza gave him like problems. To be honest with you, I think I only gave, when that knockout happened, wasn't it 6 or something like that? I think I gave Pedraza maybe 1 round, and he was competitive in another round. But I don't think he gave Tank problems. I think he was actually giving Pedraza too much respect early in that fight. Will Stokes said, guys, did you hear Chris said Jerron Ennis beats literally anyone from 147 to 160? He said he picked Ennis against Spence, Crawford, both Charlos, Castano, Triple G, Andre. He even said he might beat Plant. Haha. Chris ain't say that, bro. I don't believe that. I think you lying on Chris. I don't think he believed that. Brennan said yes. Will Stokes said no, of course not. If someone had multiple women come out accusing him of sexual assault, of course, he's not just going to show up to work the next day. LOL. Shane, what the hell you got going on, brother?
Go ahead, bro. Continue.
What the hell?
Hey, tell him to get that lotion off his hands before he clicks the goddamn.
Yo, that's funny. Conrad said, vlog, I think the problem is that the fight is still 5 weeks away. The whole Rolly issue will probably build up in the next weeks. Brennan said, yes, because women are not always trusted, and we live in a social media age. Are you guys actually
talking about this topic?
No, we're reading comments about.
Hold on, man. Bro, easy. You don't have to get into this, bro. This is a legitimate question that I asked, bro. So easy. Go ahead, man.
Yes. He said yes because women are not always trusted, and we live in a social media age. You can a lot of people say whatever they want. Will Stokes said no, bro. Chris said that in the IG chat for real. Will Stokes, if Chris did say that, I will literally call his phone and check his vitals, make sure he's okay. I like Ennis, but that's going way off the deep end. We appreciate people in the chat actually answering Vlog's question.
What was Vlog's question?
Repeat the question, Vlog.
I said, in this situation like this, where it's basically an accusation, should a man be allowed to go to work?
That's what he asked the chat.
Did you hear me?
It's a legitimate question.
It's me, baby. I'm just saying, bro.
I actually want to answer that. I actually want to answer that question. I think it is a legit question. And this is strictly from, and we're gonna keep it boxing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it boxing. So to answer that question, right? And we're going back in history, boxing history. I won't even bring up the other stuff that I've said off camera. We're talking about throughout boxing history. So I'll go back pretty recent. Sergey Kovalev had a case.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah.
Yeah, Sergey Kovalev had a case that was pretty.
And he was able to fight Canelo.
Yeah, it was pretty disgusting as well. And he was able to fight Canelo. He actually had another case before the Ward fight, and he was allowed to go to work, as Vlog said. Okay, so that's number one. I'm gonna go back a little further than that. We had what was my man that fought Nakatani? What was my man that fought Nakatani that killed this girl?
Oh,
that was after the fight.
Yeah, I can't remember his name though.
Yeah, but you can't tell me people ain't know what type of time he was on. You understand what I'm saying? And nobody checked him. He was allowed to fight, period. Let's go back further than that. Floyd Mayweather was convicted and he did time, but he fought multiple fights while he had that case over his head. He was allowed to fight. So I said all that to say this, he is smoking that good shit over there, bro. Like, he is over there losing a brain cell for real. Like, you see the smoke coming through his bandana. Like, that shit's crazy. But I said all of that to say this, to answer the question. All right. I honestly believe that some people are allowed to work with cases or accusations over their head, depending on how much money they bring into the table. If Sergey Kovalev was not Sergey Kovalev, or there wasn't a multi-million-dollar fight on the table, and he had something to do with it being a multi-million-dollar fight, he wouldn't have been allowed to fight. Floyd, same thing. He bought the bag, so it didn't matter what he had going on behind the scenes. They were going to allow him to fight. There's several other examples I can bring up where guys.
Adrian Broner is another dude.
Adrian Broner is another example. He always has a case on his docket.
I think this dude only fights when he's got a case.
Yeah, he only fights when he has a case, but he's allowed to fight. He's had misconduct charges and things with women and things like that, and he wasn't denied an opportunity to go to work. So I think that it really depends on, are you bringing a bag to the table? If you're bringing a bag to the table, they will look the other way and let you go to work. If you don't bring a bag to the table, the risk is not worth the headache. You know what I'm saying? The reward is not worth the headache. You understand what I'm saying? But I think it was a great question by Vlog, and I could go deeper into that, but I would have to step outside of the boxing room to get into that, and we're not going to do that on here. But let me get in these comments real quick. You said, hold on. Kovalev seemed to be a horrible man. Those are some disgusting. They was disgusting. Verdejo, yeah. Felix Verdejo. Andre said, yeah, my apologies. The way he left lightweight working and tuned in. And Tank is very talented. Nothing to hate about the guy. He will fight the big fights, no doubt. As of Mayweather, yes, he may be protective. He said that's normal. He just moved up not long ago, but the big fights will happen. Andre, I hope you're right, man. Will Stokes said Broner fights court cases more than boxers. That is funny. He said, I have no respect for these guys. It's insulting to their victims for them to be able to go and earn 6, maybe 7 figures right after the incidents. Will, that's the thing. And I want to actually address that. That's a Steven Espinoza. That is a Showtime decision. The parent company, that's their decision. To have him pulled. But again, that depends on who's bringing the bag. To be honest with you, if you want to get really technical, them guys, all of them guys deal with a guy like a Daniel Kinahan. If you want to get technical, like, you understand what I'm saying, but he's still allowed to work. You know, it just depends on who. There's not one set. There's not a one set law. Once the laws are supposed to be for everybody, but we all know in society that's not the case.
Especially in boxing.
Especially in boxing.
Boxing is a sport where from the moment you are watching it, you're defying the laws of the land because it's violent.
Yeah, it's violence on all levels. It's violent outside of the ring. It's violent inside of the ring.
I mean, you see dudes get robbed by their promoters. You see dudes get assaulted in and outside of the ring, bro. If you are morally weak, don't watch boxing.
Yeah, don't watch boxing. Don't follow boxing. Don't get into the politics of boxing. It's a cruel sport. And again, and I have to say this for the people that's listening. Like I said, for for the situation, it's unfortunate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of him getting ready to fight Tank or whatever the case may be, it's unfortunate because somebody's lying. You know what I mean? In cases like this, somebody's lying. You understand what I'm saying? So the one thing we can say is whoever's lying, we hope it get brought to light. Because for women, if that happens to a woman, that's a no-go. That's a definite no-go.
Even as it stands right now, I'm not like keeping it boxing again. Like, it's a case of Rolly's missed out on this fight opportunity against Tank. That's confirmed.
Right.
Moving forward, it's very difficult. I mean, it's kind of crazy because this is another fight that's been cancelled for whatever reason. It's been cancelled, and it's had a domino effect on so much other people.
Right.
It's like the other day, Uskatagi being popping dirty for the PEDs, and then all of a sudden, Karen Davis goes in the fight, and then he gets a fight. But it's like, it's very difficult for dudes now moving forward to pick opponents, to fight opponents, to choose who they want to fight.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point. And it's a serious issue. And again, keeping it boxing, whether Rolly is found innocent or guilty or settles out or whatever the case may be, at the end of the day, his boxing career will never be the same because he could be squeaky clean. They could say that he's innocent. The girl was lying, the whole nine, and he will run into somebody that say, I don't want to do business with you because of that. You know what I mean? So his boxing life is going to forever change.
You could just be in a press conference and fighters be using that over your head.
Absolutely.
You know how fighters, they be digging low in press conferences, bro.
Yeah.
And Rolly's a dude who's known for talking shit. So everything he gives, he's going to be getting 10 times.
Yeah, he's going to get it 10 times, man. So his boxing career never be the same. You take an accusation like that, like I said, whether it's true or not, your life will never be the same, and especially his boxing life will never be the same. Period. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like what Padman said, man. Like, you boxers really need to have trainers and stuff that's like therapists before they become trainers, man. It's such a brutal game, man. It's really brutal. And a lot of people, understandably don't want to talk that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to talk that. We're willing to talk about whatever as long as it's within the sport of boxing. Like, once you start traveling into other realms, I'm like, that's not us. You know what I mean? So I'm like, everything that's been spoken about today has been within the context of boxing and how does it affect boxing as a sport? How does it affect him as a fighter? How does it affect just the overall reception?
Cruz lost against Tank?
That's a good question, bro. To be honest with you, 3. I think he gets Cruz up out of there in 3 rounds. But I can tell you why, though.
That does him a massive disservice.
You said that does a massive disservice?
That does him a massive disservice.
Yeah, but Isaac Cruz Gonzalez, when I say he's right there to be hit, he is right there to be hit. Like there's no dip game, there's no pivoting, there's no nothing. It's straight ahead, straightforward. And I'm not ain't trying to be funny, but I think Tank gonna have a height advantage in this fight. I am taking a shot.
He might though. He might.
I think he literally. How tall is Tank?
5'5".
Isaac Cruz like 5'3", 5'4". Like
These guys are like girls. They are so short, bro. Oh my gosh.
He's like 5. I think he's gonna have a 1-inch height advantage over Isaac Cruz Gonzalez, which is insane.
I'm not the tallest dude in the world, but Tank must be an absolute midget, bro. The dude is literally a midget.
Let me say this. Being tall is a detriment fighting Tank because he demolishing anybody with a height differential. They got problems.
A vlog.
So actually, Cruz might hang around till 6 just because he's a shorter dude.
a vlog. I would agree with that if Isaac Cruz was defensively sound and he actually gets low. But I mean, he's 5'3". Like, how low do you want to get? Like, he actually Tank for the first time. Tank for the first time in his career is actually going to be able to punch down.
Punch down. Maybe that might be difficult for him because he's so used to generating power going upwards. He might not have the same biomechanics. I don't know.
These might be two of the shortest. This might be. Has it ever been a fight like with two guys this short?
Of course, at lower weight class.
I'm talking 135. I'm talking 135, 130.
On a pay-per-view.
On a pay-per-view. A guy that's 5'5" and a guy that's 5'4".
Not my lifetime. Not no mainstream dude.
I haven't seen it.
They need to put that ring's gonna look like amazing there, bro. That ring's gonna look huge. That ring's because they both literally fight forward in the pocket. So they might as well make that fight in a phone booth.
Bro, they barely getting on the kitty rides, man. Like they barely, they barely getting on the kitty rides, man. Like, and they two bad boys, man. But my God, they short. He said, hold on. Nah, I read that one. He said, are details on the Rolly case out yet? No, there's no details out yet. It's an open case. Open case, no details yet. If you have no respect,
this ain't TMZ.
He said, if you have no respect for these guys and don't look at boxing, boxing's brutal, bro. Like, it's brutal. Like, if you got.
By the way, I saw what Will Stokes said, bro. You need to stop taking this so personal, bro. You ain't your wife that got whatever happened, bro. You don't know what's going on, so I don't know why you're taking it so personal.
Will, here's the thing, bro. Like, and you know me and you talk. We talk all the time. The one thing that you have to do in a situation like this, and it don't matter what it is. It can be a situation like this. It can be domestic. It can be a lot of different things, bro. You have to find out. You got to let the due process happen because we do not know what happened, bro. We do not know what happened. So it's actually disrespectful for us to feel some type of way about Rolly or the woman or women involved because we don't know what happened. All we can do is sit back and let the due process take its course, man. But don't take it so personal because we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened because if you and Will, we're saying this from a man standpoint as men. When you allow a situation to capture your energy, and let's just say you're feeling that way, right? And you find out 2 months later the girl was lying, like hypothetically speaking. I mean, you done gave all that energy for 2 months for nothing.
Let's keep it real, bro. Let's keep it all the way 100. We could have done that with Pulev. Let's keep it real. That girl came out and said, "Oh, Pulev sexually assaulted me." We would have all been ridiculing Pulev. 2 months down the line, we see a video. This girl's out here doing a madness.
Yeah, like, so that's what I'm saying. Will, you have to allow for the facts to come out before you take a personal stance. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's to a respect to all parties involved, man. Like,
Literally,
because I know if someone accused me of that, I wouldn't want anybody to throw me under the bus without the facts being out there. You know
exactly.
what I
And
mean?
you're, from a professional perspective, bro, you're liable for everything you say. Everything you say, it can be used as defamation of character, bro. This is keeping it all the way 100. You saying you don't have respect for these guys, you don't even know what's happened. Why are you taking
And to be
taking it
honest
so
with you,
personal?
I don't know these boxers outside the ring neither. So I can't really say what they
These
do, what they
all
don't
these
do.
dudes do is provide a service.
Yeah,
Outside of that service, I actually don't care what they do, to be honest. Well, obviously I do care, but I mean, I don't like. They're not my concern.
Yeah. He said Will Stokes, that's a pretty weird way of looking at it, Brennan. They make up a very small portion of boxers. Boxing is filled with gentlemen too, such as AJ and Usyk.
Oh, you just want to
That
get
put those other guys to shame.
You just want to. Right now, AJ ain't a gentleman. AJ says he's a gangster. Right now, AJ turned into a gangster.
Yeah. He said, Brennan said, I had a woman try to poison me. You read that? He said, I had a woman try to poison me. That's crazy. I don't trust the system.
Easy on the personal stories, bro. We ain't trying to go that route.
Yeah, man. We ain't trying to go there, bro.
If you notice the way I asked the question, it was right there down to see. You gotta know how to talk when you in this media game, bro. Even though you know what's about that thug life, click clack. Shout out to AJ. But anyway, you still got to know how to present this topic to where it could be discussed. Now, when we discussed it, it was in the realm of boxing. It was in the realm of the ability to work, because this is that man's job. So at this platform, we discussed this topic in the proper aspect. And we just gonna leave it at that. So no war stories, because I'm sure we all got one or two, but that's not for this channel, bro. So big salute to you, Brennan, but try not to do that, bro. I mean, you said he on this gangster. You said he on this.
Vlog. I literally almost choked, bro.
Hey, bro, have you not seen the interview of IFL? This nigga came out on a straight. You'd have thought this dude's Nino Brown. This dude came out straight gangster. I'm like, where did this come from, AJ? If you had an ounce of this gangster in the Usyk fight, you'd have had a belt, bro.
Hey, that's because he came over here, bro. He came over here. He was running around a couple real cities and shit. Yes, they were talking about. They must have been pulling up to the gyms real heavy. So he was like, okay, I see how they living over here. And he took a little bit of that back to the house.
Hey, yo, can I read y'all something real quick? This is off topic, but this relates to us. It says a better Mike White could win $125,000 sweating Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football. Check this out, right? It says a bettor in New Jersey is in position for the biggest score of his betting career thanks to the New York Jets backup quarterback Mike White, but obstacles remain, including Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football. On Friday, a 35-year-old small business owner from northern New Jersey placed a $1,000 bet on White to have the most passing yards of any quarterback in Week 8. The odds are 125-1. White had the fourth longest odds offered behind Chicago's Justin Fields, Houston's Davis Mills, and Cleveland's Case Keenum. With the bettor watching from the fourth row at the Meadowlands, White overcame those odds, passing for 405 yards and leading the underdog Jets to the biggest upset of the season so far, 34-31 over the Bengals. The bet was placed at the Tropicana Casino in Atlantic City and would pay a net of $125,000 if neither Mahomes nor the Giants quarterback Daniel Jones eclipsed White's 405 passing yards on Monday night. You know he gonna be shitting bricks tonight, bro.
Because the Giants secondary stinks, so I know he's gonna be shitting bricks, nigga.
Mahomes might throw for about 5, bro. He might throw for about 5.
Bro, it's a double-digit spread, bro. So you know they're expecting this boy to sling it, and they ain't known for no running game.
Bro, the only thing he can hope for, bro, is that it's a blowout in the first half and they just running the ball in the second half. That's the only thing he can hope for. But bro, $1,000 in a $125, bro. What you doing with 125,000?
He got balls, nigga.
Yeah, I know, bro. What you doing with 125K?
I can't even answer that right now.
A nigga who's betting $1,000 and 125 to 1, he's got it like that. I don't think.
Oh yeah, he got that cheddar. He got that cheddar.
A dude like me and you, bro, we ain't putting $1,000 on that.
Hell no, I didn't expect dude to throw one touchdown, let alone throw for 400.
Bro, that's absolutely crazy. Like that's absolutely crazy, bro.
Oh,
I think Will Stokes back at it. Hold on, Shane, you can't deny that someone like AJ is a shining light in this sport. Let me get this out, Shane. Let me get this out, Shane.
Riding ain't a great form of transportation, bro.
Listen, we know that, but listen, let me get this out, man. He said, Shane, you can't deny that someone like AJ is a shining light in this sport. I know he got up to some drug-related stuff as a youth, but as a grown man, he puts a lot of these guys to shame.
Put down the Vaseline, bro. Put down the Vaseline, bro.
Hey, can I say this real quick? Hey, we're gonna need you to put chat. We're gonna need you to put messages like that in the super chat, man. If you're gonna be in here doing that, bro, you gotta put that in the super chat. You know what I'm talking about?
Bro. You need to jump off that. You need to jump off that, bro, because boy, it sounds like AJ's in your heart right now, bro.
Bro, I know I said Vlog was being soft earlier, but I can't even say that about Vlog no more, man. I got to translate that over to you, Will. That is insane, Will.
Man,
bro, you need to stay on.
Hold on.
Will over there like this.
Listen. Yeah, Will, man, you got to chill with that, bro. Like
literally, bro, dick riding ain't a great form of transportation, bro.
Yo, that's crazy, man. Like that is absolutely crazy. Like, Will, you funny,
when Blunt said that line, by the way, that's line
legendary, bro.
That is a legendary line.
Yo,
I can't
the
tell you how much
phrase is too big. Yo, the phrase is too big to put it on a hat. We could definitely get that on a shirt. We can definitely get that on a shirt, though. Like,
bro,
it's me, baby.
Line, bro.
Mouthpiece, man. You understand what I'm talking about? You dig? This mouthpiece is debonair. You understand? I'm slick. Yeah. I'm slicker than duck grease, nigga. I'm telling you, boy. You don't want to fuck around over here, Playboy.
Oh man, that is hilarious, yo. Hold on.
Read this, please.
How can you guys not appreciate someone who carries themselves like that? He said, at least he's laughing. At least he's laughing.
Bro, this is boxing, bro. This ain't my pastor.
Right.
Bro, this ain't about morals, bro.
Yeah, it ain't no morals.
Tell the nigga to get his belts back.
Yeah, he need to get his belts back. Yeah, that because hold on. Hey, Will Stokes, you can't be talking like that about AJ and then think he gonna beat Usyk. As nice of a guy as he is, like, come on, cut that out, man.
He probably don't want him to beat Usyk so he can console him. He probably don't want him to beat Usyk.
Yo, that is.
Hey, Will, bro, you need to stop this, bro. You need to stop it, bro.
Bro, hey, Will, if you want a link to get in the chat and defend yourself, man.
Literally, bro, you need to get AJ at the back of your throat, bro, because it's not good enough.
Yo, hey, Will, man, come on, man. Like, come on, man. Like, I got nothing, man. Hold on. He said, of course, I understand we need to wait for the full story and stuff, but I've been raised with a very strong moral compass, and that's why I have no time for those types of guys. Okay, so let me address that. I don't know Rolly. Vlog don't know Rolly. Shane don't know Rolly. You don't know Rolly. So when you send a comment like that, you're passing judgment as if facts have come out in the case and a man has been convicted or anything like that. So that's a comment that's not valid because nothing has come out. Nothing has come out. This is one person's word versus another person's word. We have to find out who word is actually facts and whose is not. You know what I'm saying? So we have to go through that process. But this is what I'm talking about. You can't say that the woman's a bad person for doing what she's doing. You can't say Rolly's a bad person for doing what he's doing. Because at the end of the day, we don't know. Those are the only two that know for a fact what happened. So we can't throw shade in either one of them. All we can do is just sit back and just see what happens, bro. You know what I mean?
Let me say this to Will. Will, you didn't even really answer the question, bro, because what I asked was, should he be allowed to go to work? So the question is really based towards your understanding or your agreement with Showtime did. So this is still a boxing question. It takes it out the moral realm to a business side of it, and what's right and what's wrong, and on the business level. Is that wrong? They had a guaranteed contract. They had some sort of contract with this guy. You understand what I'm talking about? Was he paid a certain amount of money up front? Like, was he burnt in this deal? So my question was, should he be allowed to go to work? Wasn't really answered by you because you kind of went to the moral side of it. But
I don't. Was he in here
Showtime morally correct?
Yeah, he was. He was
in here. Okay.
But another thing, to respond to this question, you said, no, I'm referring to the ones who have been confirmed. Bro, that's irrelevant because nobody's been confirmed. So I don't know why you even brought that up. This isn't a rape This isn't a rape or sexual assault show. This is about Rolly, Tank, and Isaac Cruz Gonzalez. Bro, nobody has been confirmed of anything. So bringing that up is actually irrelevant.
That's a side convo we can have off camera if you want to do that. But like, this is strictly, should Rolly be able to fight against against Tank? And we've seen cases where guys have had cases over their head and they've been allowed to fight. But we've also seen people with cases and they weren't allowed to fight. It just goes to show that the law is not applied the same to everybody. That's the one thing I think we all can agree on. But Rolly life will never be the same because of this. It'll never be the same because of this. Regardless, especially on a boxing level. He said, I find it, let me get this one. Let me read this one. He said, I find it weird you guys would not want to applaud people who are gentlemen in the sport. Well, let me ask you a question. What makes you believe that he's a gentleman in the sport?
He's talking about AJ.
I know he's talking about AJ. What has he done for you to believe he's a gentleman in the sport?
This isn't a gentleman's sport, bro. I only care about if a dude can knock another dude out. I only care about if a dude can get hit and not get hit. I don't care about what else. You could be the worst. Morally, I'm pretty sure Mayweather is morally a hideous person from a moral perspective. I think this dude is very self-indulgent, don't care about nobody but himself. But in the ring, that dude is dynamite. I don't give a crap how you are as an individual, bro. Can you fight? That's your job. That's what I'm paying for. I don't care about nothing. Gentlemen, none of that. I don't care about none of that, bro. What is gentleman about seeing Wilder knock a dude into next week? Nothing gentleman about that. But I love it. So ain't nothing about there's nothing gentleman about boxing. Nothing. Every single fight card, you see dudes on the undercard fight journeymen and they're getting absolutely annihilated. And you're seeing refs have to waive off fights, dude going home to their family with no teeth or with eyes swollen, like how Adam Karnacki went and saw his newborn baby with his eyes shut. What's gentleman about boxing, bro? Nothing is gentleman about boxing. Nothing. This is the war game. This is the fight game.
Let me get in here. Will, I get your premise, my dude. And there is a such thing in sports called sportsmanship, which is, I think, almost kind of what you're trying to say, but that's a big difference. Everybody don't have sportsmanship. Doesn't mean you don't have the right to be a competitor. Sportsmanship is just a good positive about being a competitor. You understand what I'm talking about? So I don't know if you could bring the word gentleman into the sport of boxing, but if you want to say sportsmanship, yeah, some of these fighters could probably have a little bit more sportsmanship, especially after losses or even before fights, because things like getting knocked out in the first round won't happen to you if you conduct yourself a little better. you're going into the fight on not such a high, and your folks in the crowd gangbanging and set tripping and shit, and when I think got knocked the fuck out, well, like, man, all that, you burnt all that energy out, bro. So I could get what you're saying. I get your question, I get your premise, but I look at it as sportsmanship and not per se being a gentleman, my dude. So that's just Boxing First Vlog's take. You heard Shane. We two different people, but we on the same team. So I'm rocking with my dude no matter what. But there's a difference in between us, though. You feel me? I mean, the guru must be over there chefing and eating at the same time. So,
I don't know what this nigga.
You got the question, Shane?
He said, "I think it's pretty obvious the way." You're going, Blunt.
Yeah, go ahead. He said, "I think it's pretty obvious the way he carries himself." I mean, yeah, he probably is a debonair sort of dude, not rah-rah, but he run in them circles where they drink martinis and shit like that. That's just different kind of men.
Why do I give a dude credit?
That's hard to be a fighter, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I ain't giving you credit for that, bro.
I ain't
giving you credit for that.
Yeah. You ain't in here with your Stacey Adams on, bro. You know what I'm saying? The bras ain't here to watch you flex your muscles. They here to watch you use your muscles, my dude. So it's, you gotta drop that Playboy thing off and change to a different mode, which maybe he doesn't have, or maybe he doesn't have the right motivation currently. Probably why he's shopping around for a new trainer. I don't know who he settled on, but that's for another show. But yeah, bro, I feel your support of your guy. You know what I'm saying? I was in here trying to defend Tank. I was taking a barrage from the homies, but we still folks, so it's all good. Host, you back with us?
Yes, sir. Brandon said, "Will, have you ever seen a fight?"
No, being in a fight.
Oh, okay. I guess it's just different where I hold fighters in my mind to where you guys do as a young guy. These guys
that's a bad example.
Hold on, let me read. Let me finish.
Shane, hold on.
He said, as a young guy, these guys are big inspiration, so I value them as people and stuff. I listen, if that's how you value boxers, then that's a personal thing. It's just boxers are some of the few athletes that are actually looked at like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the sport is so violent, like people look to like basketball players, football players, things like that. That's not violent. Like, it's hard to ask a guy to be that violent. That's the fighters to be that violent, but then be like role models and citizens. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just throughout sports history. It don't work like that.
But there are fighters like that. There are the Sean Porters, the Terrence Crawfords, family guys, dudes that do good community work. Jamal James, pardon me. You know what I mean? So boxing is full of the entities that he's speaking of. He's relaying the way AJ is to that. I think he's trying to coincide that. So he expects the way he sees AJ as a man for all boxers to be that. No, we know all dudes ain't that. You know what I mean? We know it's some knuckleheads out here that misrepresent us. And we not on this platform holding up for any of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Even in the game of boxing, we not.
But I don't think, and this is me being honest, bro, I don't think it's down to your age, bro. I keep it all the way 100. It's not down to age. It's just down to who you are in terms culturally. culturally, you just probably come from an environment that's probably less confrontational. So whereas Blunt loves to see a dude in the ring show dog, that's because he's a dog himself. Whereas you're a dude who prides himself of certain standards in the sense, this is right, this is wrong. Whereas Blunt is a dude where I want to see a dude go and wreck something. It's different. This is based on who you are as an individual. I guarantee you, when you're 30 or 40, you're gonna have that same passive mentality towards sport. Whereas I know for a fact when I was your age, and you're not even that much younger than me, but I didn't even care about morals or none of that. I cared about entertainment. I cared about who was the baddest dude on the planet. But that was because I was firmly in the mindset of seek and destroy in terms of what I wanted to see in fighters. That's just down to what I like based on how I've grown up. You're basing it on how you've grown up. I don't think it's got anything to do with age. My brother's the same age as you, but my brother's favorite fighters are fighters who are killers. He's not passive dudes. He like up here, he would have been like Blunt defending Tank because he loves Tank. But it's about he don't really care about it's not about who or how old you are. It's more about like what you like in a fight.
Yeah, I agree with both of y'all statements. Really just to cap it off, I mean, a fighter can be the nicest, most charitable person in the world, but if he got an American chin, you're not gonna see him on your TV screen, and you're not gonna be able to know what type of charitable work he does because he ain't gonna be able to get a fight on TV. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when it comes down to it, like it's just there's a lot of people that are invested in the sport, what goes on inside the ring. There's not a lot of people that's invested in people's lives outside of the ring. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm like, if that's what you want to be invested in, just know you're going off of perception. Even though you're an
You don't know
AJ
them.
fan, you really don't know AJ personally.
Uh,
You really don't
and
know him personally. Like, you
Jeff,
understand what I'm saying? It's perception. Yeah.
I want to say this to you. I'm not going to bring the dude's name up, but me and Jeff, when we were in Philly together, we went somewhere and we met someone. And I was like, I like the dude. He's a good fighter, but he's not going to be world class. And Jeff asked me why. And I said, he's too nice. If you're taking boxing serious, and this is my advice to you, bro, this whole niceness that you have, bro, you're going to finish last. I'm telling you this now. Boxing is not a nice sport. You got to be mean in there. There's one thing when I went into the gyms in Philadelphia, and this is the general consensus from everyone. Everybody that I spoke to, bro, they look at Philadelphia boxing, everybody's dogs. You can't be nice in there, bro. You ain't gonna survive in Philadelphia with that mentality. It's the same thing if you were to go to Mexico or if you were to go to somewhere else in the world, bro. You can't be nice. Boxing isn't for nice guys. It's for dudes who are willing to be violent.
Yeah.
What you saying, Blood?
I will agree. 100%.
I totally agree. That's my city. So I'm one of them non-nice guys that you're talking about. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Miles Williams said Wilder has AJ's number. I think Wilder would beat AJ if that's what you're saying. Brennan, I've been in martial arts for 14 years. Okay. He said I have a black belt in karate and have been boxing for 3 years now. That's what's up. That's what's up. I didn't. Well, why you ain't never say that, bro? I ain't never know that about you. Brennan said boxing take people from all walks of life. It's not like MMA as it should be. Boxing should not be like the UFC either. Yeah, I mean a lot of these boxers are from the inner cities. Really tough households, really rough neighborhoods. That's kind of the foundation of boxing, man. So it's kind of hard to find gentlemen when you're when you're finding them within that. I mean, it's really like trying to get a rose from the concrete.
Yeah, I mean, how do you expect someone like Tank to be a gentleman with his level of upbringing? The dude's gonna be a killer.
Like,
He's gonna when he goes in the ring, he ain't gonna keep it nice. This dude grew up hard. So when he goes in the ring, you're gonna see exactly what he's experiencing. He's gonna inflict that pain onto everybody.
And Will, another thing, a lot of times these guys have so many problems and frustrations outside of the ring that's really the only way for them to provide for their family and get that energy off their chest. You know what I mean? So there's another element to Will, and with you now, I know that you're into boxing and you're into, karate and all of that. Just know not everybody comes from your background or comes from a single background. There's a lot of people that come from really hard backgrounds, and there's a reason why people are, they're rough around the edges. The majority of fighters are rough around the edges because they from the hood, like they really from the block.
Let me
Go
say
ahead,
this.
Go ahead, vlog.
See, he's equating the sensei nature of karate to boxing, and the two arts are from different backgrounds, bro. The art of boxing is really from aggression, and people use their hands to provide that aggression. They just turned it into an art, and it's basically a human chess match. Karate is something that's defensive in nature, so it's more of a gentlemanly, it's more of a gentlemanly way to defend yourself. You're not really trying to break nobody's face when you're doing karate. Certain karate moves, you can hurt people, I know that, but it's not something you're going out to do. So you can't really take one discipline into the other, bro. You got to leave that karate stuff where that karate stuff is at. And when you get into this boxing thing, and if you want to do it just sporadically or just to be jacking around, so to speak, you better take it seriously, homie, or you know what I mean? You'll get that CTE real quick. So don't be playing with boxing, homie, because boxing don't play with you.
Yeah, that's a fact. Will said, Shane, in my first sparring session, the other guy got pulled out after 2 rounds. I know that's not the point of sparring, but at the time I didn't know what I was doing and stuff. LOL. He said, point is, I'm not just some passive chump. I feel you, Will. I feel you. He said, Will.
I'm not saying that you are, but you equate morals very high in boxing, and it's very low. It's very, very low. You seem like a dude who'll be hurting a dude in the ring and feel sorry for him. That's the impression I'm getting. And I want to see a dude who, when he sees a dude hurt, go and kill him. I don't care if that's your mom.
Yeah, Brennan said, Will
take it easy. We don't want to see nobody mom beat up, Shane. God damn.
Shane had a red eye right there. Said Will have been in a fight for money or where you're being attacked. Said my mindset in boxing is separate from my mindset outside of life. Brennan, I've never been in a street fight. Nah. Yeah, like when you in a street fight, bro, like it's like kill to be killed. Like, and a lot of them dudes, a lot of them boxers, they were doing that for free. You know what I'm saying? They was doing that for free, bro.
Now, I'm not saying
tell you something about that, bro.
Fight,
boxers have an edge in street fights, bro. Not to say that regular dudes don't have a certain level of heart and they ain't with the smoke. But if you're a real boxer, you have an edge. It's a natural thing because you got muscle memory, you got a certain level of discipline within yourself, and most of us have a natural defense. Most boxers, the elite boxers, have a natural defense, which is high level, and it's in your sleep where you just, you know what I'm saying, you go out there in the street, man, somebody gonna get their chin checked fucking around with an average boxer, bro. So
yeah,
I wouldn't suggest you look for a fight because you have the advantage. Don't do it though.
Yeah, he said, then Will, you may not understand Tank or Mayweather or others. Conrad said 100% on spot vlog. Nah, karate never had much of a presence in my life. I was never passionate about it. I did it for my parents. Boxing is something I do for myself. The karate has nothing to do with it. Conrad, boxing and kickboxing is completely different to the traditional martial arts. It's just how I've always been in life. Understood. He said, I got to hop off real quick. Sorry, guys, but this was an interesting convo. LOL. Sorry if any of this was weird. I didn't mean for it to be. No, well, you're here to speak your piece, brother. But just know we gonna respond as well. You know what I mean? As long as you understand that, you can say what you want. You know what I mean? But big shout out to Will. You know, he got to jump off. But yeah, like I mean, how does Tank how do they even build this fight? Like it just seemed like it's even though Rolly has what he has going on with him, it's a heavy level of disappointment in a sense, because it's kind of like people was really, really looking forward to that.
Yo,
like,
Jeff,
you know what
I'm jumping off still.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
I'm still like, my body's still, because the clock went back, as I said, my body's still on the wrong clock.
That's cool. That's cool, man. Yes, hey, man, that's VP Shane, man. You follow him at I_am Shane and #1 on Instagram, man. Go ahead, get some rest, brother.
Thanks, bro.
All right, bro. That's the VP. He was a little extra spicy in this live today. From the jump. His time went back an hour. So he didn't, it's 9:30 except for 10:30. But it must have changed his personality a little bit. He was definitely spicy. He was definitely spicy. You know what I'm saying? But it's, I mean, bro, like how do they sell this Tank fight, man? Like, I mean, how do they sell it? Like, can they?
Bro, I you know what I would do, bro, if I was them?
Talk to me.
I'm half off. It's got to be like a $49.99 type of fight. Last minute fill in. It's not $100 fight, bro.
Yeah, I think what they need to do,
fill the card. You gotta give me a secondary fight. See, you gotta give me something major,
bro. Exactly, bro. They gotta throw another fight on here that's like major, bro. Like a major fight as a co-main. They really, really got to do that. They really got to do that. I don't know who or what.
They got enough names at PBC. They got enough names at 140 to do something, because what you want to do with the card is make it interesting just in that general area of 135, 140. So you got to find a Robert Easter and God bless, I can't think of the boy name. What's it, friend Rancis? Something like that. I need a fight like that. Yeah, Rancis Bartholomew. I need a fight like that. I need Regis on the card because he needs some steam with him. So if you wanted to make that Tank fight, this is an opportunity to set that up. So you got to have Regis in there with a very high level name in a Lopez or somebody like that. So it's possible to do it. It's possible to do it and still keep it at 80 if you fill in the card out. But if you're not going to fill the card out and you're going to leave it the way it is, I think you just need to bring the price down just to show the fans a little bit of love for the late replacement, and you know, everybody still support the dude. So that's the best way I see it.
Yeah, I feel like Tank shouldn't be really criticized in any way based on any numbers that come from this fight. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be difficult.
No, this Showtime fault. This Showtime fault.
I'm on record, man. I still think Rolly should have been able to fight.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I posed that question. That's why I posed the question.
Yeah, it's just from what I was reading, the woman said on Twitter that she was assaulted, which I personally, I'm like, that's not the place. You know, I say this all the time, vlog. It's stuff that's for the cameras and it's stuff that's not for the cameras. You know what I mean? But the person filed a report. The report seems like it's there and it's an open investigation. It's nothing else to it. There's no video. It's not like it's a Ray Rice situation, or even Tank. Like, Tank is on camera grabbing a woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, I felt like even with this situation, you know, it's a dangerous situation. Like, it's a very serious situation, and we all understand that. But at the end of the day, I'm like,
can I be real?
Yeah, anybody.
Let Shane go off.
Hold on. Yeah, anybody can make an accusation on anybody about anything. And no matter what the situation is, you have to wait for the facts to come out. So I'm like, for me, I'm like, if Rolly did it, he should be punished. But I also feel like if the woman is flat out lying, she needs to be punished. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just how I feel about it. Go ahead, vlog.
What I mean, everything happens for a reason. So, what is the reason for this happening right before end of the year? One of the biggest fights, a Mayweather fighter, Showtime pulling the card on the fight. It wasn't like, you know, Team Mayweather was like, oh, yo, moral reasons, we don't want to fight that dude. Them dudes wouldn't be in a position to say any of that with their past history. So is it some why did this happen? Like, that's, to me, is the biggest question in the whole thing, is why did this happen? I don't think right before, he knew this fight was a possibility when he was in his last fight. So knowing that, where in there would you think, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to turn into an investigator, but I just think the timing is a bit awkward. So I just want to know why the timing does. There has to be. I don't want to put the tinfoil kufi on, so let me just leave it at that. Let me just leave it at that. Time is interesting. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I just, man, that is just, you know, I mean, of course, you know, Shane was on, you know, we're gonna keep it boxing and all that good stuff. And of course we keep, you know, a lot of things boxing. It's just, you see situations like this. I've seen situations where people outside of boxing has had accusations and they were allowed to work. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like the difference between people being allowed to work and people not being allowed to work, and got to do with money. Like they say, money make the world go round for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Money potentially lost, you know what I mean? Or money potentially not gained, one way or the other. It's about that money.
Yeah, and that's what it is at the end of the day. I mean, it's for the people that feel like, you know, Rolly shouldn't be able to go do his job, and for the people that feel like that I'm not accurate in terms of it being about money. Listen, we had a whole president of the United States that said you grab him by the pussy. Like, and he was still able to do his job. I mean, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, and that I don't care if you a fan, not a fan, or whatever. Like, there's no denying that. Like, that's a fact. Like, that's a fact at the end of the day. I mean, shoot, Mike Tyson was convicted. He did time. He's probably more popular now than he ever was. You know what I mean? For all good reasons. You know what I mean? He was given an opportunity to work. All that. You know what I mean? Pad man, he said, hold on, Boxer Learner said, he said golf is now the gentleman's sport. Yeah, golf, yeah. The way Will was talking, you would always think he was talking about golf. Padman said the reason why Rolly wants to fight Tank is because Tank and Rolly set up a sparring session 2 times and he didn't show up, and Rolly called him out on it. Fair enough. I mean, Padman, I could see Rolly calling out Tank for a sparring session, and I could see Tank thinking he too good with a sparring session and not showing up. So I could see that. I could see that happening, like no doubt. I could definitely see that. But I mean, Rolly is a real dirty fighter, in my opinion. Like, he get down to it. You know what I mean? So you get in there with Rolly, no matter how awkward he is, like he fight nasty. He reminds me of Mayorga. He reminds me of Ricardo Mayorga. That's who he reminds me of. You know what I mean? Just not really that skilled. He's real like a nasty fighter. He talk a lot of trash. He brings eyeballs to wherever he is because of how he is. He's the new age Ricardo Mayorga. as far as I'm concerned. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mayorga had a sexual assault case too. If I'm not mistaken, he had some type of legal issues. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, didn't he smack Shane Mosley girl in the ass or some shit? Like, he be wilding. Like,
he was hella disrespectful. That's facts. He was
hella
a character.
He was hella disrespectful, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was really disrespectful. You know, so it's just you know, it's crazy. You know what I mean? He said, Padman saying as far as the incident with the chick, I think he was already dating her. Damn, I didn't know that, bro. Padman, I know I didn't read about it. Vlog didn't read about it. Shane ain't read about it. Yeah, I mean, if that's correct, man, that adds a whole nother element to it. I mean, but we still got to sit back and watch, you know, what happens. You know, what happens with that. I just want the truth to come out and then have it fly. That's how it fly. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's just you hate to hear stuff like that. Period. He said so it might be false accusations. It may be. I don't know. Like it may be, it may not. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we got to sit back and really see what comes out. Go ahead.
All I know is this, that my birthday fight is fucked up and I'm just not happy with Showtime right now. That's all I can say.
I feel like if Rolly was a bigger name, I think they would have let this. I think they would have continued with the fight. That's just my personal opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? I feel even, and I'm not implicating or anything like that, but if it was a name like a Leo Santa Cruz and that happened, I think Leo Santa Cruz still fights. You know what I mean? If it was I'm trying to think of another person on that PBC side that kind of got some juice at 135 or even 140 for that matter. Like, yeah, take like a Leo Santa Cruz. I think he would still be able to fight. Take a Regis Prograde. Like, I think they would not let him fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it just depends on it. Yeah, it depends on who. Yeah, it depends on who it is. You know what I mean? And how does it affect the bottom line? Is it worth it? You know, at the end of the day, man. Like, so it's, you know, it's a touchy situation. But I mean, we got two of the shortest dudes in the sport about to go at it, 5'5" and like 5'4.5", and they bad dudes. Don't get me wrong, they bad dudes, but they hella short. And I think Tank.
I need half off for that reason alone.
we need that. We need that pay-per-view to be $39.99 just off their height alone, man. Like, that is funny. That is hilarious. Oh man, that is hilarious. Like, but that's the thing though, is just like, Vlog, where would you want to see Tank go after this fight if he's able to get this W?
Got to go looking with inside that PBC ranked roster at maybe 140 for some easy pickings. Robert Easter, somebody of that nature. I think he dusted Rob. Yeah, he beat the brakes off Robert Easter, and that's a good name. See, y'all talking about baby steps and all of that from earlier, and all that old coddling, and you were coddling to all these KOs with some nice names on some Canelo type of shit. So y'all put Canelo on that pound for pound, and he been on a damn European tour. He finally made a pit stop here in Las Vegas to do a quick round, you know, like one of them old 50s bands from back in the day. So yeah, I mean, y'all say it's okay for him, why it can't be good for Tank? But yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking of some solid names and a solid fighter that I believe he could beat. So if he want to keep bouncing around just to keep his weight decent, where he's not really stuck at 135 and have to do this extra cutting, okay, I can take it easy next training camp because I'm about to fight at 140. So, or maybe, like I said, if he wanted to feel dangerous, go back down to 130 and fight Jojo Diaz or somebody like that.
I mean,
If
JoJo
you know they let him come.
JoJo was even JoJo.
I mean, JoJo at 135, ain't he?
135.
Oh, he at 135. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. Well, then, yeah, he could fight JoJo on the bounce back fight.
Listen,
Depending
I
on what
ain't even
happens.
going front. I ain't even going front, bro. And I'm reaching for the stars with this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm reaching all the way for the stars and the moon. Remember they was talking that Tank Thurman talk. I actually
I remember that.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing that at this point.
Man,
I wouldn't
bro,
mind seeing it. I'm
man,
reaching for the stars, man. But you know,
Thurman will get starched.
that
would be like target practice, bro.
Bro, I might have to put that on Twitter, man. Who wins a fight between Tank and Thurman at 147 right now? The fact that if Tank gets any votes, man, it just goes to show how much Keith Thurman is falling off. Hold on. He said, I witnessed Boots' performance over this past weekend. The kid is phenomenal. I'm looking forward to him stepping up. Yeah, Boots a problem, man. Like Boots is a problem, man. Big shout out to his
stepping up. Who hold up, Padman. Who else can he beat besides taking one of these belts from whoever wins between Porter and Bud or Spence, or whoever wins with the Stanios and Ugas and all of that situation? It's no more stepping up, bro.
It's a couple guys. It's a couple guys he can fight though. The dude.
So hold up. Okay, hold up. Now you said there's a couple guys to fight. Is that stepping up or is that staying busy?
No, it's actually stepping up. It's actually stepping up.
Okay.
Korkorov is number one in one of them division, one of them sanctioning bodies. So if he actually fights him, that'll get him into a mandatory spot. So that's one fight that he can take, and it'd actually be a step up in competition. Batayev,
better than Lipinets?
Budavev, yes.
But we already know Budavev, they tied up. He got the winner of Stanios and Ugas. So
right. But I'm just running that. Yeah, I'm just running that.
Yeah, he can get the winner of that, but would that really be a step up fight, or would that be the fight that he's starting to deserve to hit the pay-per-view level? I mean, I don't really think there's a step up fight. I don't think this guy you talking about, I don't even know who he is, bro. He can't be better than a guy that had never been stopped and that had already challenged for a world title. This dude hasn't even challenged yet. Lipinets is already challenged. No, I'm talking about Lipinets. He already challenged for a world title.
Let me
and he got stopped.
Let me ask you this question. Just from just you being a boxing aficionado and all that, would you consider Tomas Delorme solid? Solid.
Can I be honest, bro? Mm-hmm. At this point in his career, no.
Before the Boots fight, you didn't consider him solid?
No, bro. He was looking a little bit right there. That you know, when you start looking at the journeyman's, like probably maybe get him another bag or two. But don't expect anything. He's a gatekeeper for sure. Yes, he's a gatekeeper. And what I'll say about that performance is that's exactly what a superstar, supposed to do to a gatekeeper.
Exactly. Let me ask you this question. I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking you these questions in a second. Does a fighter have to be solid in order to be a gatekeeper?
Yeah, so I give you that, but I'm just saying at this point in his career, he's not where he was 3 fights ago solid. Right. Because if you looked at Delorme, bro, he was looking grandpa-ish, bro. I seen a lot of bags, skin starting to, get a little heavy in the facial area, a little puffy. You know how you get a little thicker in the chin when you get older. So he was starting to look a little bit, you know what I mean? That wasn't the toughest training camp he had ever been through. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, so, I had the reason I asked you those questions, because I had a whole discussion with Shane off camera. And we was literally yelling at each other on the phone. He tried to tell me that he basically tried to tell me that Delorme, he said Delorme wasn't solid at all. He thought it was a step down from Lipinets. And he said that Delorme doesn't come to try to win. I said, bro, I said he fought Jamal James, he fought Ugas, he fought Jesse Vargas, he fought Boots. I said, you don't take, I said, all his losses are the top 15 guys. Yeah, I said, so at one point he was very solid. He fought Bud. He won the first couple rounds against Bud. I'm like, his overall body of work tells that he's solid. I said it was just going up against Boots. He wasn't the same guy. But I said overall, he's considered a solid guy in the sport. You know what I'm saying? It's just that wear and tear.
Shane still he ain't even looking for an eye test. He looking for a magnifying lens test, bro. I don't know what else you need to see with this dude, bro.
I was told, Shane told me, he said if Lipinets fought Delorme, that's not a 50-50 fight. I'm talking before the Boots fight. Before the Boots fight. That's what
the Jamal James fight, but Lipinets, I give Lipinets 60, 40, 55, 45. I give Lipinets a little bit of edge based on age, less wear and tear. But just based on experience, you got to give Delorme a chance in a fight like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Now you start adding up fights, and you talk Lipinets right now with the Delorme we just saw. No, that's not a 50-50 fight.
That's not a 50-50 fight. I was talking before
that's what I'm saying. But I guarantee you, the Lipinets fighting the Delorme we saw Saturday night, he's not dispatching them inside 60 seconds. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, we got a couple comments in here. Let me get to them real quick. Hold on, Pat, man, to get back to your statement, man. His strength and conditioning coach, Rob Acosta, real good dude, man. He's one of the best around, so he probably be on some time this week. But I'll call you and let you know when so we can line that up. Boxing Learner said I like Vesputin versus Boots. I like that fight. I don't consider that a step up fight, but I do like the fight. I would see that going under 6 rounds as well.
Can I say something? Is Vesputin going? Is he going PP? Is he going to give up hair follicles? That's all I want to know. I don't want my dude in there with none of these dudes that's doing none of that crazy shit, bro. Because if something flukery does happen, it's going to take away from the fight in itself. And you talking about dudes that's known to pop dirty. You just try to avoid that whole little situation if you on Boots level, to me.
Yeah, I think at this point, anybody that fight Boots, they're gonna make them take that test for sure. Boxing Learner said I will be making a video on who Boots could fight. Definitely send it to me or let me know when you do it. I will listen. Brennan said I want to see Tank versus Regis. I like that fight, man. I really like that fight. He said, Jeff, who would you take between Andrew Tabiti and Evis and Gabu? Man, that's a tough question, bro. That's a tough question. I'm taking Gabu simply because I think Andrew Tabiti, with him coming off of that knockout loss against Dorticus and him not returning to the ring since that happened, which was almost like 2 years ago, you got to really question his mental psyche going into that fight, because Evis and Gabu can crack, even though he got some technical flaws with him and all of that. He will probably admit that as well. But that's one of them fights where Andrew Tabiti, if he can stay away from the money shot for 10 rounds or however long the fight goes, then he probably could win on the cards. But if you're asking me, is Ngannou going to land the money shot? I would say yes, eventually so. But yeah, like it's more so about Tabiti mental state coming off of a knockout loss like that. Where is he at mentally? If he's mentally strong, he has a shot. But if he's affected by that knockout in any way, and I question it because he hasn't been back in the ring since that happened, I don't know. To be honest with you, it's a pretty it's a pretty even fight. I think they both have some things that they need to work on. But I would say Ngannou, because he could turn Tabiti's electricity off quickly if he lands. You know what I mean? So for the most part, I'm gonna always go with that guy over the boxer with the fragile chin. But he fought Dorticos like he was afraid to get hit. He fought that way. Shane was actually at that fight. That was the World Boxing Super Series from like 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But he fought like he just was trying not to get hit. And of course, nobody wants to get hit, but he was extremely cautious in that fight. Extremely cautious. If he's fighting Ngannou that way, I think Ngannou eventually will land a money shot and get him up out of there, man. But it's a fight I want to see. And I know, Pat, man, you got a history with both guys, but it's a fight that I would like to see. He said Evis hasn't fought for 2 years as well. That's what makes it more competitive. Neither one of them has fought in about 2 years. They both got some technical flaws with them. Both of them are coming off of losses. I mean, I think it's an even fight. I think it's an even fight for both guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think both of them feel like they can beat the other guy. I say do it. I say do it. I think both of them, if that fight was offered, I think both of them should take it. I think both of them should take it. I mean, for Tabiti, if he feels like he's anywhere in the cruiserweight mix, he should be able to beat an Ngannou if he feel like he's that good. For Ngannou, him coming off of his only loss, if he knows Tabiti as well as he knows him, and he still can't beat Tabiti, then you know what I'm saying, he needs to look at himself in the mirror. That's a gut check fight. I wouldn't have no problem with that. At all, man. I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. Yeah, but vlog, like what you were saying about Boots, like, yeah, like Boots they gonna make whoever Boots get in the ring will take that test. They gonna make sure of that. You know what I'm saying? For sure. They definitely gonna make sure of that. And that's all we want to see, at the end of the day. That's all we want to see, to make sure everybody is clean, going forward.
Hey, this game get ready. Come on, bro.
We getting ready to get off right now. Yeah, we getting ready to wrap it up right now, man. Give them your social media, bro.
Man, BoxingFirst Vlog, boxing #1 ST Vlog on Instagram. You see what it is here on YouTube. So hit me up. Numbers kind of moving a little bit. So big salute to everybody tapping in. I really do thank you. I mean, I appreciate the numbers moving. A couple of days, I'm starting to get a couple of people putting in. So I'm trying to keep that work active over here doing what it do on Goodfellas Boxing Podcast. So, keep tapping in with the folks, man. And I'm on Twitter. So tap in with me, man.
Absolutely, man. And I'm all over the place, man. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, G5JeffTV, the website, G5JeffTV.com. Go register for the Fantasy Prediction League. Starts back up. Second season is going to be Canelo versus Plant. That's going to be the start-off fight. And, we over here working, man. Get to my man BoxingFirst Vlog YouTube channel. Go subscribe to him. Shane should have put the article out. If not, he's definitely going to get a phone call.
I'm revising it. I'm revising it.
Oh, you're revising it. Okay, so his article should be out this week. Another banger from him. You know what I'm saying? And get my man to 1,000, man. Get my man to 1,000. It ain't really about me. It's about him at this point. It's as far as getting him to 1,000. So let's go over there and support my man BoxingFirst Vlog. So on behalf of VP Shane, aka Shane Abiabuchi, my man BoxingFirst Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt Bayless, your boy G5JeffTV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. On behalf of the staff, this was episode 17 of the Goodfellas podcast, and we will be back tomorrow to cook up some more, man. So on behalf of the staff, we appreciate y'all. Peace.